What's your plan B? If you're drinking,
don't drive.
Good morning and welcome to the Sydney Cricket Ground for the finals of the Plan B Regional Bash, Year 5. My name's Robbie McKinlay and sitting alongside me is the man who makes country cricket tick, Mr. Bruce Whitehouse. Brucey, good morning. And what a day you've turned on for us here. I know you make country cricket tick, but you live in the metro, but we thought we'd drag you in.
Robbie, I'm all about country cricket.
You are.
About making the day for what the punters want. And what a great day we've got here at the SCG. It's great to see umpire Neil Smith out there with a bucket in his hand. That's interesting. And Graham Moonshine Moon, both Riverina umpires. Looking forward to a great day as the Coffs Coast Chargers enter the field. All
right, well, just not too long ago we had the coin toss, and this is how it panned out. Okay, here we are for the Sixers conference final between Lake Macatac, and we've got the Central Coast Coffs Chargers. We've got our two captains, Adrian and Richie. We've got our two umpires here, Neil and Graham, match referee Neil Finlay, and we're set to go, boys, so let's toss the coin. It's going to be Richie will toss the coin. Chatty's called tails. It's a tail. And the Macatac are going to bat, so we'll grab you, Adrian, first, mate. Well, mate, all the best. Good luck. Adrian, what about you, mate? First time on the SCG?
No, not the first time, but obviously first time representing Lake Macquarie on the SCG, so looking forward to it.
You guys had pretty good form into the early rounds. There'd be a fair bit of confidence going in today.
Yeah, absolutely. We played really well. Obviously, it was a couple of months ago now, but the boys are all really fired up and excited to be out here, so hopefully put another good performance on the board.
All right, mate. Well, it was a great deck here for the BBL yesterday. Good luck today. I'm sure there's plenty of runs here for you.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
All right. Okay, Richie. Richie, welcome back, mate. We had, that's a Richie Benno comment, isn't it? Welcome back to the SCG. Yes. Mate, you were here last year and just as excited, I guess.
Yeah, just as excited. Probably better prepared. Yep. So, a couple of differences. Obviously, a bit of a different side. Last year I was here and I was captaining against my brother, who captained the winning team. This year he's with us, so that's a nice. It's a nice plus to have his added experience. And obviously we've put together a pretty strong, what we think is a pretty strong side, and we're ready to go. So. What
about you boys? Would you had a bat, or are you happy to bowl?
I'd have batted, but at the same time, I wasn't that fussed. I figured Chatty would have batted as well, but like we saw yesterday at the Big Bash, it's a great wicket. Just got to bowl well and just get one more than him.
All right, Richie, it's always a great occasion. Good luck today, you and your guys. Hopefully you can go one better this year.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, there we have two captains. We're all set to go here. Conditions are absolutely perfect. This wicket was a belter for the BBL match last night between the Sixers and the Gage. I'm expecting plenty of runs here today. There you go, Bruce. So it'll be the Macatac who are going to bat. And we're just looking like, looks like they might open up with spin. The Coffs Coast Chargers down from the Randwick end. And the two batsmen coming out to the crease look like Corey Brown and Nathan Hudson.
You're right there, Robbie. They're opening up with spin, and it looks like the skipper, Richie Gallatin, has the ball in his hand.
Well, why not? He's a skipper. You can do what you like, really, can't you?
Absolutely. Richie's actually the leading wicket taker of the competition so far this year. So, great start. Interesting way to start the day, and let's see how it goes.
All right. Well, we've got the left-handed Corey Brown on strike. And I'll tell you what, Bruce, I came out here yesterday and watched the Sixers BBL game against the Renegades, and this is a very, very good batting track. There's hardly a mark on it from last night's match. So I'm expecting to see plenty of action.
Robbie, it was a great game yesterday, but today will be better.
Well, there you go, Bruce. The numbers they gave us, they might as well give us the winning lotto numbers because it's Daniel Arms and Hainsworth out there batting. So there you go.
Well, close. They were Lake Macatac players.
All right, so Arms, the left-hander. So we'll thank Tim Cox for that. But anyway, here we go as Galachan bowls and he wraps him on the pads first up. Very humid day in Sydney today, isn't it?
Very, very humid. You cut the air with a knife, it's so thick.
And a lot of runs in that wicket. Fast outfield.
Gone with the ring field there, Robbie.
Yeah, Galachan around the wicket. And straight away, Arms goes into the outfield. He'll just get the one run. He's placed that pretty well. And they're probably lucky he didn't get it. He half hit it, and it wasn't a bad result in the end.
Well, there's a lucky swipe across the line, actually, Robbie. So he's lucky he got away with that, as you said.
So it'll bring Marcus Hainsworth on strike, the right-handed batsman. Sorry, Nathan Hudson. No, it is Hainsworth. So, gee, we've had some confusion with these with these numbers, Bruce, but we'll work our way through it. Gallichan will come over the wicket to Hainsworth. Deep mid-wicket back. It's short, cut away, and he finds the gap and won't go all the way to the boundary. They will pick up a double. So Hainsworth is off and running. What do you know about him, Brucey? He's a stylish type.
Yeah, Marcus, nicknamed Cussy.
Cussy.
He's a keeper. Plays with Belmont Cricket Club in Newcastle. Played a bit of cricket with Manly in Sydney.
Yep.
Played with Newcastle Steel. And also had to spend some time in England playing.
As Gallichan on a good length there. Bowles and Hainsworth hits it to mid-on. Just going on last night's game, Bruce, I reckon a score of at least 150 is going to be required here. As back around the wicket does Richie Gallichan. Gives himself a bit of room, does Hainsworth. Hits it nicely through the covers. And we've got our first boundary for Plan B Regional Bash Day. First of many, I reckon. It doesn't complete the over of Gallichan. It's been a good start here for the attack. The none for 7.
It's a great shot from Hainsworth. He rocked onto the back foot. Ball was slightly short of length and spanked it through the covers for 4.
Yeah, lovely shot. Nice and late. So Gallichan to complete over number 1. Round the wicket. And it's tossed up again. And it's a good catch.
It's a great catch.
Taken behind point by Hayden Ensby. And they get a wicket in the first over. And they're nice and happy about it too, the Chargers. So that's 1 for 8 after the first over. And gee, Hainsworth, he just got that one wrong, Bruce.
All over the place, I think, Robbie. Not the right shot. He could have picked up a single. Tried to hit it over cover, but carved it to backward point. Good catch taken by Ensby. And that puts the attack at 1 for 7 after the first over.
Yeah, it was a poor shot on him, wasn't it? Just needed to keep the ball on the deck, work it for a single. Just watching the replay here, ball might have held up on him a bit, but he just needed to keep that on the deck. It was a lazy slicing shot, and he's paid the price.
Tried to give himself a bit of room out to the leg, and if he had his time, I'm going to think he'd like to play something different there. So we got Nathan Hudson at the crease finally.
We have got Hutto there. I think his nickname's Rock, isn't it? It'd have to be, wouldn't it? We'll go with it anyway. Now the bowling looks like spin is going to persist here, Bruce. Richie Gallichan successful in that over. Looks like it might be Trent Derrick who's coming on from the what would you call the members end, Bruce? You happy to go with that?
I'd say the Paddington end, Robert.
Oh, okay. Righto. Paddington end it is.
Trent Derrick from the Sawtell Cricket Club.
Sawtell, that's just out of Coffs, isn't it?
Just south of Coffs Harbour, beautiful part of the coast.
Nice golf course.
Beautiful golf course, and it's an interesting move from Captain Gallichan to start with 2 slow bowlers, but let's see how it goes. It's worked out well for the first over so far.
All right. Looks a bit of an Andrew McDonald lookalike, isn't he, with the red hair, Bruce?
I hope he's got some tan cream on. Robbie
he would
burn too much.
Well, here we go. Around the wicket, Derek comes, and it's a good delivery too, and it's driven hard by Arms. Now, Daniel Arms, he'd have to be some relation to the great Greg Arms, is he?
Daniel's Greg's son.
Well, there you go. Can't get much closer than that, can you, Bruce?
No, Armsy is from the Charlestown Cricket Club.
Now here he advances, down the deck he goes. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, mightn't get all the way to the boundary. Gee, the man from deep mid-wicket has covered some ground. Oh, Eli Fay, he was like Terry Fay, the winger. He covered that much ground on the SCG here, and he's cut it off, and they've kept the scoring just to 2 runs.
That shows...
3 runs in the end, but that's commitment, Bruce.
That's absolute commitment, Robert. Like, if I wouldn't have been in front of Eli...
No.
He would have taken you out, I think.
He came all the way from deep mid-wicket to do that. That's
He should replace his divots, though.
Yeah, gee, there's a nasty little dent down there deep mid-on. This ground's in immaculate condition too. So around the wicket comes Derrick, floats it up, and Hudson just taps it back there. So well-flighted delivery. What sort of colour helmet is that, Bruce? Is it sort of reddy pink, is it?
I don't know, Robert.
It's interesting, sort of bit of a mix, isn't it?
It's like it's a maroon helmet.
Not sure if it goes with the yellow and the white and the maroon. Here goes Derrick again. Gee, that's a good delivery. They'll push to short cover for a single. And they take the run.
Tidy over today.
Yep. Of course, the southern part of the Plan B Regional Bash was hit by rain, wasn't it, Bruce? We'll see the Thunder Conference Final coming up later on today. With Canberra having been the scheduled weekend was badly affected. Here's a good shot down the wicket. Kames Arms, second bounce over the boundary for a very good shot and a good reward. So they've made a good start. They're 1 for 15 in the second over. Lovely bit of footwork, Bruce.
He's got a hold of that well. He's maybe not didn't quite make it, but he just went through with a shot over the top of mid-off.
Well, when
and a second boundary.
Just it's a matter of clearing the infield in that situation, Bruce, isn't it? You don't have to go too hard. Here comes Derek again, bowls and arms off the back foot, and it's well bowled and nicely taken there. That completes over number 2. It's 1 for 15. And then, Bruce, don't forget, Australia Day today, of course, but you've got to have a plan B. If you're having a few drinks and watching today's afternoon or the evening matches or doing anything, if you're not drinking, don't drive home. Make a plan B instead. Get some more information at transportnewsouthwales.info. So have a plan B, Bruce. I know you always do.
You must have a plan B, Robert. Eat instead.
Yes.
Don't drink. Eat.
Eat
water. Eat lots. Or get a cab.
Get a cab.
What's the plan B do you normally have, Robert?
The wife.
Okay.
Yep. Anyhow, she's always available. Does test the things at times, but actually speaking about early morning shifts, I'll tell you something in a minute. Now around the wicket comes Richie Gallichan, and it's just dabbed away by Hudson. 2:15 this morning, Bruce, he had to evacuate the accommodation.
What happened, Robert?
I don't know. We went for 45 minutes. The alarm went off, and about 2:58 I returned to my room. But yeah, it's a bit of a circus there. Oh, big shout for LBW, real close, but umpire Moon says no. Unmoved was Graham Moon.
I'd like to see that one again. That looked close.
The man from Coodam. Talk us through this one, Bruce.
Come forward. He's caught him on the crease.
Did it get him outside the line or not,
Or was
Bruce?
it sliding down leg?
You're an umpire of some repute.
I am.
No, well, anyway, not out's the call, Bruce. So Gallichan this time, and swept away beautifully. Nice shot. Bit hard to pick up that pink ball at times, but it does whip away to the boundary for 4 in front of the members. And that makes it even harder for the bowler, doesn't it, Bruce? When you thought you might have had one, and then he hits you for 4 next ball.
Robbie,
Don't give me the old umpire straight bat reply. Tell me how it is.
Robbie, I'll tell you what. The umpire's in the best position in the house.
Yep, I agree.
Okay?
Yep.
Best seat in the house. We never make mistakes.
Correct.
Never. Even if we're wrong, we're right.
Gallichan, a little bit of a misfield there. A bit of nervous tension out there in the covers. And it's 1 run. So Arms has made a good start. He is going along quite nicely at the moment. He's up to 13 off 9 deliveries. Rock Hudson's 2 off 3. As Richie Gallichan, he played against his brother last year, didn't he? And this year they teamed up together.
He did. Richie's made a move and
swept away. An audacious appeal there from Gallichan. Let's just see if there's a little bottom edge on this, or it's come off the pad.
No, that's off the bat. If you watch the umpire will put his hand out to the side as he moves away.
Nice bit of intel there.
A bye or a leg bye.
Yep.
So he's got a little bottom edge. Went down the final leg for 2.
Thanks, Bruce. That's why we got you up here, mate. You're adding a lot to the coverage so far. And that's a better sweep shot. This time I think you'll get it away down to the boundary, and it does trickle away for 4 more runs. So good start here by the Mac attack. I know you highly fancy this side.
Well, it's if you're going to pick favourites for the 2 games today, you'd be picking late Mac attack in this game and ACT Aces, but you never know. You never know.
That does complete the 3rd over. Richie Gallichan, it's got a little bit expensive there. It's 1 for 27, and maybe the 150 might be a bit under par with that score, Bruce.
Quite possibly. There's 2 arms hitting the ball well.
Now we're going to change the bowler, Bruce. For the first time today, we're going to see a little bit of pace.
Benny McMahon,
yep.
From the Paddington end.
Famous sort of name, isn't it, up that way?
Billy?
He was a Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He
No,
don't
go there.
Yeah.
You're thinking Billy Snedden.
Billy Snedden, yeah, how he went.
Yes.
Not a bad way to go, though, if it's true.
If it's true.
Couldn't shut the coffin, I reckon, eh? Yeah, but anyway. It's about to start the fourth over. Told you to be ready for anything today, Bruce. So, Derek, I thought Derek didn't bowl a bad first up over, but I think they're probably trying to have worked out here that Daniel Arms is playing the slow bowling pretty well, so nice to get Benny McMahon into the attack.
So he's gone for a ring field. His deep field is a deep point and deep mid on. See the photographer out there doing a great job. Benny Church, one of the best.
Benny, yep, gets about, doesn't he? Righto, here we go. McMahon in, and it's dabbed away by Arms, but straight to gully, no run. Geez, you've covered some ground, Bruce, in January, haven't you? Already.
Robert, I would like to have covered some ground. We did have things scheduled for Albury, but unfortunately we get to call them off because of the bushfires.
Yeah.
Dubbo last week.
As McMahon in again now, and Arms tries to work one through the leg side. It'll probably be a leg bye here.
No, little bottom edge on that one.
Is it?
Yep. No.
It's a leg bye.
It's a leg
so
bye.
it's 1-1 here between Whitehouse and McKinlay.
I couldn't see Neil's hand.
Well,
I was lucky enough to be in Dubbo last week. Great host, but we had storms, we had dust storms, and we lost half of the last day's play because of poor air quality through dust storms.
Yeah, did I hear play was delayed on one day for dew, because of dew on the ground?
No.
No, righto.
No.
Well, Pat Kerrin passed that information on to me. Said they lost ground for dew, poor air quality. What about that big dust storm that rolled in? I was really concerned about you. I thought you might have got caught up in that.
Mate, I was a little bit scared, but Mark Cameron, the great Mark Cameron from Newcastle, he looked after me. He's very beautiful.
Good bit. Nice man, Mark. Mork. Here's Benny McMahon. He's bowling to Rock Hudson, who just chips that one. Oh, down. Here's a chance throw at the stumps, but
poor throw.
He got a little bit of elevation there, and it was a poorly directed throw.
Yeah.
Bruce?
Benny McMahon from the Harwood Cricket Club.
Where the hell's that?
Up on the Clarence River, just north of Maclean.
Yep. I don't know that area that well, Bruce.
They've got a beautiful little ground amongst the cane fields there. It's like the Field of Dreams, Robert. A Kevin Costner movie?
He's a bit over the top with that, I reckon. Now that's wide down the left.
That could be 5 wides.
That'll hurt, Bruce. That is 5 wides, and you're going to bowl the ball again. So, yeah.
Keeper had no chance then.
No, and he didn't move that quick either, Bruce, to be honest. Geez, a long way across the offside there, isn't he? It's just the way he's set up there. So I reckon he just might pay him just to move it across a little bit. Gee, this is a good start from the Lake Macquarie attack.
They need to rein them in. A wicket to come in handy or a tight over. But there's at the moment the bowling's lacking a little bit of consistency.
So Benny McMahon, just straightening up a bit. And that's better. Then it might be a play and a miss there. I thought he might have got a big nick on that. And it is just a play and a miss. Gee, just a little bit of movement there, Bruce.
It looked like it seemed away a bit. So
yeah, bit of angle. Might have used the crease a bit too. Arms there, just lost his balance too, Bruce. Lost a bit of stability at the crease. Back in the now that's pitching outside leg.
Close.
Pitching outside leg, and Neil
Smith unmoved there, buys, their leg buys.
He concurs with the Big Mac.
Umpired with Neil Smith yesterday, Robert.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Were you down in Aubrey?
No, Neil was up here in
He's
Sydney.
an Aubrey native.
Neil was up here in Sydney, St George and North Sydney. Great host, St George. Great game of cricket. Very tight.
What grade were you two doing?
We're in 2nd grade yesterday.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Very enjoyable day.
Where was that at?
Hurstville Oval.
Nice. Gary? Here's McMahon to try to complete the over. Full toss, leg stump. It's only going one place. 1 bounce, 2 bounces over the rope at fine leg. And that completes the first up over from Benny McMahon. And Bruce, after 4 overs, the Mac attack are doing just that. 1 for 39.
Robbie, they didn't need that over.
Well, they got it.
We've had 5 wides. We've had a 4 for full toss. We had a play and miss. We had everything. It's like licorice, all sorts.
Now, your man's about to come on, I think.
Alec Baldwin.
Tell us a bit about him, Bruce.
Alec Baldwin.
If you're not sure, make it up.
Young Alec Baldwin is actually a New South Wales country, a Bush Blue representative. He's just come back from the national champs. Had a pretty good carnival. Started off really well in the T20.
Yep.
Alex from Sawtell. Nickname is Fabs.
Fabs.
or 40-20 looks 40 but he's 20, or the big rig.
He looks 40, he's 20.
The interesting
So what, he's a bit like a Marcus Stoinis type rig, is it?
not quite.
Not quite, is it? If you just get a bit closer there, but... So, geez, you've been a bit harsh on him early.
That's more like a David Boone.
40-20. That's a tough call. Well, here comes the youngster. Probably his first ball at the SCG. Bowling to Daniel Arms and a hook. Attempted hook. He's got the back end of the bat.
He's gone down too.
Who, the bowler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting about Alec, his father Terry also played for New South Wales. It was also a Bush Blues, so...
Yep. It wouldn't be too many father-sons over the
Not
time.
too many. I think they're the only one. The interesting one, we have a father-daughter, Greg Griffith, played for New South Wales.
Yep.
And Lisa Griffith played for New South Bush Breakers.
That was interesting. My arm sort of got through that shot a bit early off the toe of the bat. He's in again now. This time it's shorter. Pulled away. Oh, half volley. And he has made a bit of a meal of it down there on the deep fine leg fence. Did Harry Bird. And it was almost a catch. He couldn't get on the half volley, then he let it through. Bruce?
I don't think Harry knew whether to attack the ball or way back and stop the boundary, so he got a 50-50.
Yeah, look at it.
It was like a magpie swooping on a worm, but not quite getting there.
He missed it. And it trickles into the fence. So tough start here for Baldwin, and this time might be a catch. Oh! Just missed it. A diving, leaping attempt down there by, was it Ben McMahon? Arms just rolled the dice, and he's got it over the infield for 4 runs. So Mac Attack are off to a flyer.
I think that was Rock, Robbie.
Rocky, oh, it was the Rock. It was the Rock. He's gone up to 21 all of a sudden. So good shot there from Hudson. Geez, they have started well.
Just looking at the Rock's bio, and on the notes it says, surely he got 292 not out in a one-day competition. That needs a mention. Well, you've got it, brother.
You gotta. Well, you've got it, Rock. Here he is. Again, this time he heaves it over mid-wicket. 4 more runs. First bounce over the fence. Ooh, 1 for 52. This 50 comes up. We're halfway through we're only just through the fifth over, Bruce. And the run rate's around 13 at the moment.
I think 150 might be an underestimation, Robert.
Wickets, Bruce, you never know.
They need wickets.
But this is a belter of a deck. So the Sixers had a big win in last night. A good run chase, Steve Smith. Philippi in control. Here's Baldwin. Bowls again. That'll be a wide. Goodness me. Now, Neil Smith, is he?
Yep.
He has called wide, yep.
Neil's tipped the moonshine.
So what happens there, Bruce, from an umpire's perspective? Who instigates the calling there?
Generally square leg. If you're at the non-striker's end, you look towards square leg to get an indication as where it's passed.
What do they give you, a wink, a thumbs up?
Just give a little hands out to the side like that it's a wide.
All right.
Of course, they're entitled. They'll be one of the first, one of the 2 short ones per over. They get 2 per over.
40-20, full toss, leg stump, bang! Oh, it's a bit shaky down there at fine leg at the moment for Harry Bird. Oh, gee. But he did well in the end, the Bird.
He recovered well.
He saved it, but, geez, I'll tell you what, the one before flew the coop.
There was a bit of fluttering around there, wasn't there?
Very good, Bruce. Save a bit of ammo. It's a long day, mate. We don't want to go too hard early here. So, 54 in the 5th over. Your man, Alec Baldwin's been put under the pump here, Bruce. 14 off it already. Final ball. That's a better delivery. Straight to mid-wicket. No run. So that does complete 5 overs, and it is 1 for 54. The Mac Attack are on fire.
10.8 their run rate at the moment.
You were fairly buoyant about their chances, Bruce, as we were setting up here today.
They've come from the very strong Newcastle competition. It was good to see that... or the rivalry between the late Mac Attack and Newcastle Blasters, and the Mac Attack are leading the way at the moment in that rivalry. But these 2 guys look quite solid, actually. Solid's an understatement. They've got a way to...
So how do these Mac Attack players play in the Newcastle comp?
Yes, they do.
So the Newcastle competition is providing 2 sides?
Correct. They basically split the clubs in 2.
Yep.
And they pick from Lake Mac Attack, and there's from Newcastle Blasters.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Neil McDonald was fully concurring with you there. And great to have Neil McDonald back in the commentary box today. He'll be in very shortly from over number 11. He'll be joined by Timmy Cox, the coach of the Mac Attack. Jeff Bartlett's back from Canberra. We dragged him back after his debut last week.
Jeff had a few issues during the week with the storm in Canberra. His car got damaged.
That was the week before, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was this week. Just
gone. No, it was the week before with that hailstorm.
That was this
week. Because It was last Friday, wasn't it? Or Monday?
It was Monday.
It was Monday, yeah. Sorry, Bruce, you were sort of right and I was sort of wrong. Anyway, Richie Gallichan is back into the fray.
Skipper's going to take it upon himself to try and grab a wicket.
And Rock Hudson's on strike. Well, you might know him as down Newcastle way as Nathan. Bob Hudson, he sang the Newcastle song.
Bob Hudson, Newcastle.
Oh, we're going to call him Bob. Never let a chance go by. And that's Bobby Hudson's just nudged that one away for a single. I think we'll go with Bob. What do you reckon?
It's good. Bob Hudson, I remember.
I love that
when
song.
I was young.
Isn't it?
Newcastle song.
What are you looking at? Oh, God. I think Newcastle's still stuck in that era. Don't you reckon?
I've got lots of friends in Newcastle, Robert. I
I
want to
haven't.
get back in
I
town.
don't go there much. I like Neil McDonald. He's a ripper. Here we go. Down the wicket. Big hit.
got a piece
Daniel
of that.
Arms. He's half volleyed the rope, I reckon. Oh, this is controversy brewing down in. And umpire Neil Smith said, 4 runs. Good eyes there. I'm
Let's
happy
have a
with
look at
that.
the replay. Let's have a look at the replay. I reckon he's got this right now. I reckon he's... And it's behind the side screen. We can't see.
No, he's
there
got
it is.
that right. No doubt about it.
The great Neil Smith, one of the best in the bush.
Gallichan, and he throws it up again. It's spearing down leg side. No chance there. Yes, he's from down my way, Neil Smith. Big Smitty. Loves his golf.
Neil just returned from the Australian Country Championship
Yeah.
as well. He umpired up there.
A good, real character down our way, Bruce. Gets on well for all the players down there. Flighted blue. Stumped!
That's a
Got
great-
him! Great bit
great
of
piece
work
of work.
there. Magnificent bit of work by the keeper from the Coffs Coast Chargers. So just whip them off as quick as you like. Bruce is just going to confirm who that was. And well bowled Richie Gallichan too. He showed a lot of courage to throw that one up. You've just been almost hit for 6. And it has been well done. Looks like Hayden McMahon doing the good work down there behind the sticks. So that's a good wicket just inside the power play. And a good innings there too. Was it Hudson, was it? Coming off? Yeah. Or Daniel Arms.
No, it's Hudson.
No, it was Hudson. So almost the end of the over. I think it might be. No, it's a couple of balls to go yet. Still in the 6th over here.
Hayden McMahon, the son of the manager Tim McMahon, a well-known cricket identity on the North Coast. Tim's nickname is actually Ferret.
Ferret.
So maybe he goes in after the rabbits. I don't know. And I'm just reading his notes about the Tim McMahon, the manager, widely regarded as the biggest and best sledger to play the game.
Really?
Typical wicketkeeper with twisties for fingers.
Oh, ex-keeper was he?
Ex-keeper. So
The new
like
bat.
father, like son.
There was Daniel Arms who was the batsman going out.
Timmy Cale.
Aidan Cale,
Cale.
but he's in Cahill. So he's the new batter. Well, the runs are flowing, Bruce, but also the couple of wickets that'll keep the Chargers interested. And Gallichan's got both of them.
Another wicket now be very handy, Robert, to slow them right up. They need Bob Hudson out.
Yep.
But that would bring Jedi Dixon to the crease. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Well, Cahill's on. What do you tell us about Aidan Cahill, Bruce? I'll just get you to refer to your notes. Not too much change to the field. No player back straight. We've got cow corner and deep square leg. Short ball, and it's missed time there by Cahill.
Aidan's a young fella. He's 16. Nickname Big Bopper. And I believe Dave Redden gave him that moniker. The great David Redden. If you're listening, Dave.
Good
G'day,
shot.
Mate, how are you?
Lovely shot by Cahill. Got it behind point for a couple. So the 16-year-old, he would have been just out of Bradman Cup, Bruce.
He's played for under-17s ACT New South Wales country, so he's
Yep.
a fair sort of player. Cricket Australia under-17s. Likes golf, beach, gym, and he likes Spotify. What do we listen to on Spotify, Robert? What do you think he might listen to?
Oh, wouldn't be what
A
we listen to.
16-year-old.
Bit of doof music, wouldn't it?
Bit of
He'd
Tone and I.
He'd have the Triple J top 100 on it today, wouldn't he?
I think so, Roy.
Now that completes 6 overs, Bruce, and it is 2 for 61, the Mac attack. Bobby Hudson's 27 not out, and Cahill 2 not out. And we've got What have we got happening down the bowls? And the man in the white hat's coming on to have a bowl. He looks like a youngster too, Brucey.
21. That's Blake Austin.
Oh, young Blakey Austin.
He's done well.
Will you tell us?
Young Blake, he's been to England playing rugby league in England.
Okay.
Canberra. Oh, different Blake, isn't it?
You
So-
dickhead. Sorry, I should. That's a different Blake Austin.
So,
Oh.
so Blake's from Sawtell Cricket Club.
Yep.
Nickname the Finisher.
Yeah?
Hasselhoff, because he works as a lifeguard at the local pool. I think the pool's called the Pacific Ocean.
Right.
So
That's a big pool.
he's a left-arm medium pacer and a right-handed bat. So
Yep. How old is he, Bruce? He doesn't look that old, does he? Looks very young out there. Left armour.
he does look young, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be bowling to Hudson.
Is that with an H?
It's Nathan Hudson, but we're going to go with Bobby Bennett, Newcastle lad. Oh,
there's a false alarm.
False alarm. Don't
false
talk
start.
to me about false alarms. I was evacuated at 2:15 this morning, Bruce, out of the motel.
You're not getting over that, are you?
Oh, I don't know what was happening. Well, I was being attacked. Anyway, here comes Blakey Austin. This time, can he get it right? He does. That's a smooth delivery. And Hudson just taps it for a single. Oh, geez, he makes the keeper work for it. Does that look like it was that Benny McMahon who threw that ball in?
Brother to brother.
Yes. Yeah. Nice bit of stumping there from Hayden McMahon just before. Richie Gallichan. Which one of the Gallichans was a good golfer, Bruce?
Richie.
Was Richie? Was
Richie's-
he?
I'm
Was
not
he a
sure.
pro?
He is a pro. Was a pro. I think he owns
former
a
pro?
golf driving range in Coffs Harbour.
Yep.
Peter was a fair golfer as well.
So did Richie play on the tour?
I couldn't
Did
tell
go
you.
to him? Anyway,
Couldn't tell you.
that's for another day. Now this time pulled away. Short ball. Could be a catch. Oh, gee, that's a good effort, but he's gone over the boundary line. It's a big shot from Cahill, and it is 6 runs. Bang. We'll have a look at the replay, Bruce. Talk us through this one, but he got a fair piece of that.
He's got onto that. He's pulled over deep mid wicket, racing around the boundary, checking the boundary fence. He's leapt nice and high, and has he actually? Oh, he's tried to knock back. Great effort.
Yep.
A great effort.
Back in again. Now again, it's through the leg side, and that'll go away for another 4 behind square leg. So young Blake Austin has been put under a lot of pressure here by Aidan Cahill with a 6 and a 4. And in halfway through the 7th over, the Mac attack, a 2 for 72.
He's taking the ball leg side line. He's been hit over mid wicket. He's been hit behind square.
Yeah, he's got to get full on that off peg, Brucey.
Does he go around the wicket?
Was
Look at Benny Churchill down there on the ground. What a guy.
Where's Benny? Is that the cameraman
The
dude?
Cameron, yeah.
Down there in front of our boys from Bar TV might pick him up. He's down there at third man. Just down there in front of us. Don't know what he's doing down there. He looks pretty chilled out, doesn't he?
Very good wicketkeeper, Ben Churchill.
Hell of a head he's got on that camera of his, isn't it? Here comes
Massive.
Austin. Bowls, and it's sliced through the offside. They'll pick up at least 2 here. And they may... nearly
no.
a nasty collision down there on the fence. There was calls of mine, yours, wait, and gee whiz. There's Benny, our man on the fence. But have a look at the action down here in the boundary. That was nearly nasty. Between Ty Murphy was the man who ended up fielding it. Gee.
I'm not sure there's
Look at it. Here we go, Bruce. Now,
I'm
just
not
watch this.
sure there's much communication happening here, Robert.
No. Was it Elvis Presley had the song "Communication Breakdown"?
That was
Or was it?
that was Led Zeppelin.
Was it? It was not.
It was.
I reckon it was Elvis.
Our producer Jeff Bartlett's going to Google that
Right.
for us. No, I think you'll find it's Led Zeppelin.
Okay. I think we're probably both wrong. Here we go. Here it is, Bruce. Look at this. This is very nearly nasty. Oh.
Okay, so what is he bowling here? There's no one inside the circle in front of the wicket on the leg side.
Yeah, and Bob Hudson's on strike. Well, Left-hander.
So he's giving him singles on the leg side.
14 off the over so far. Wide down leg side. That'll be wide. He'll bowl it again. So the Coffs Coast Chargers attack here, Bruce, has been put under a lot of pressure.
I'd say the wheels might be coming off here. I mean, if you look at the field he's set there, and he's bowled down leg side.
Yeah, well, our producer's just having trouble coming up with the answer of that one, Bruce, so we won't worry about that. We'll move on.
I think you found out that it is Led Zeppelin.
Austin bowls, and this time it's whipped away. Underneath, the catch should be taken, and it is taken. Just inside the boundary rope there by Alec Baldwin. Was a good catch in the end because he would have had the sun in his eyes, and Bobby Hudson's gone. Gee, got a fair piece of it.
That's a crucial wicket for the Chargers.
But just on the replay here, Bruce, a good catch in the end. The young fella there.
He's got a good piece of that.
Baldwin, he judged it beautifully. Look at this. Sun in their eyes, Bruce. He's got the sun he's on, and he's taken a really good catch. Gee, went deep after he took it. But good awareness ref the boundary rope. And that's the third wicket inside 7 overs. But the only issue for the Chargers is that they're going at a run rate of 12.5.
They need to pull this back. They'll be chasing close to 200 at this stage.
Well, 2 quick wickets. If they can get a couple more wickets inside 100, that really does probably square the game up. My man, Bruce.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's the numbering system we've been provided with late make attacker. Yet again, let us down.
Yep.
This is Jed Dixon. Number 5 is Jed Dixon. Jedi Dixon, one of the nicest blokes you'd ever hope to meet.
I reckon next time we ask Lake Mac Attack for a set of for numbers, I reckon we'll engage the service of Stevie Wonder or Roy Orbison or one of those blokes. I reckon we have more chance of getting it within a bull's paddock.
Ray Charles might be about
Ray Charles, yep. So yeah, but anyway, I reckon the old dartboard. There's our list of 13 in the squad. Just chuck a dart and away we go.
Yeah. Jed Dixon.
Tell us a bit about Jed.
Bush Blues player last year, better known as Jedi. Plays for Charlestown. Top order, middle order bat.
I reckon Rick McCosker came from Charlestown, didn't he? Is that right? No.
He's actually from Inverell, Rick McCosker.
What was his club in Newcastle?
Don't know.
His club side in Newcastle? I thought that might have been Charleston. Or was that Bobby Holland? All right. Well, maybe I haven't got real close there either.
Jedi Dixon's bio tells us he's a top order, middle order bat, part-time offer but full-time friend.
Oh, okay.
A good loyal player. Has played for Charlestown. He likes board games, gardening, trivia with friends.
He doesn't. Board games, gardening and trivia?
With friends.
That is a stitch-up.
And macrame.
Macrame! Well, here we go. And it's good to see young Austin's been given another over there, Brucey. So, gee, he's been stitched up, that poor kid. No doubt about that. Yeah. That completes the over. So the over is finally done there, Bruce.
3 for 77.
Yep.
After how many overs is that, Robert?
Yeah, 7 down, Brucey.
7? Run rate 11 runs per over.
Yeah, it's good.
That's travelling at a good clip.
Yeah, real good clip, isn't it? They've still got 78 balls remaining, Bruce.
How good does the ground look today?
Yeah, it is good.
It's just fantastic. Look at those Plan B banners. You know, Robbie, if you're drinking over the long weekend, don't drive home, mate. Do not drive home. Make a Plan B instead. Go to transportnewsouthwales.info for more information. Well, I'm just wondering what our producer Jeff Bartlett's Plan B would be.
He'd ride his bike.
He'd ride his bike?
He loves it. He's into his iron.
You can't ride your bike when you're drunk, Jeff. Walk. Good man. Jeff's from Canberra. I'm sorry about that.
Get your taxi. Uber. Now we've got to have a bowling change here, Bruce. Hayden Ensby, who was very nearly involved in that clash on the boundary line.
I'll tell you what, Robert, that's the third red head we've seen today.
That's incredible, isn't it? You'll get that in Surrey Hills in this area, Bruce, around Waterloo. Anywhere, really.
Redheads?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Here we go. That's short cutaway. And, it might be a bit of a mix-up here, but nothing there. They very good running there. Cahill. He's a likely type, isn't he? He looks good.
Is he any relation to Tim?
Good question. You could have a stab at it.
Could we say he is?
You could. Probably,
No,
this probably coverage has lacked a bit of authenticity at times already. So here we go. Now he bowls in. That's a good delivery too.
I'm interested. I think Tim Cox is joining us in the coach at the side. I'm interested to see his take on how things have gone so far.
Well, we've got a couple of, and then Neil McDonald will be in here soon too. He is as Newcastle as Bob Hudson himself.
I'm just hoping Tim can identify his players from the shirt numbering.
That's a good shot. Nicely
They
played
should
by
pick up
young
two
Dicko.
here.
And they will get two. As Blake Austin comes around from the boundary very smartly. And adopting the floppy hat today, young Austin. Great call, Bruce.
It's unusual, isn't it, to see that these days?
The floppy hat, I reckon it's great. See,
It's
Daniel Hughes had his pink floppy hat on yesterday.
It's sensible, Robert.
Yep. It's sun smart, mate.
Jedi Dixon, very classy bat, strokes the ball, times the ball well.
Young Ensby looks good here. Now that's a little
paddle around
ramp
the corner.
shot. A paddle. Okay, a paddle by Bruce for a couple. And 2 runs it is. I reckon the coach Cox would be pretty happy with this run rate. Maybe 1 less wicket, perhaps.
I think
They do bat deep, I've been told.
the coach is in the room with us. He's at the back of the room. He's back of this.
He's just at the back there, just going through a final few little preparations with Neil McDonald.
He's getting all watered up to get in the commentary position.
Here is Ensby. Bowl short, pulled away, and that goes to deep square leg just for a single. So Ensby, the bowler. Cahill's on 17 off 7.
The big bopper.
Yep. He's only 16, they call him the Big Bopper.
They do.
What were some of his songs, the Big Bopper?
Chantilly lace?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No?
I get right. Yeah.
Maybe a producer could check that for us.
Oh, just misses the man Galachan at mid-wicket. It'll be a single. Chantilly lace. That
was a little richer. What's his name?
3 for 84. That's all I can give you. End of the other's a good over. I like that. One of the most economical overs so far. Just 7 off it. After 8 overs, it is 3 for 84. Coming up is Neil McDonald and Tim Cox. We'll take you through the final 10 overs of the Lake Macatak innings.
Hayden Ensby from the Harwood Cricket Club. They've provided a few players. Nickname Little Dick.
Okay. Yep. A family tradition, is it? So we've got a...
Well, Dad has twisty fingers.
Now, we do have another bowling change at the Randwick end. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Blake Austin's coming back on, Bruce. He got a wicket his first over, but he went for 16 runs. Just a bit of a warm-up there.
No, that is Blake Austin.
Yeah, it is Blakey Austin, yeah. He's gone for the floppy hat, Bruce. And he's going to be bowling to Aidan Cahill, who's 18 off 8 balls. He looks like he likes to get on with the game. He sweeps. They bowled him!
The line. Oh,
got
yes!
Straight through him, Bruce. Bang! And he's got the job done. Austin picks up his second wicket. Cahill's on his way for 18. And in the start of the 9th over, it's 4 for 84.
That's starting to pull them back. I don't know whether Coach Cox would be very happy with that. Yeah, swipe across the line.
Yeah.
Well set.
Yeah.
Now someone has to come in and start all over again.
Just picked off stump by look at here,
Here's the
Bruce.
replay. He's gone to sweep. Lifted his head. Didn't watch the ball.
Yep.
Clean bowl.
And
Ball by Blake Austin.
Yeah, and what I've liked about Richie Galachan's captaincy here, despite the run rate being double figures throughout this innings, all his bowlers have been very attacking, Bruce, and they've come up with 4 wickets.
What I liked about Richie's captaincy is they tried to do things, tried to change things. So now we have number 11 coming out to bat, but we're not quite sure who it is because we're not quite sure who it is. So we'll just wait for the scoreboard to help us here. That looks like Adrian Chad.
Might be the skipper. Yeah.
Adrian Chad.
Yep, Chaddy. He's the skipper. You said he played with the Bush Blues this year?
No, last year.
Last year.
Adrian went away to Shepparton.
Okay, yep.
Adrian Chad, let's see.
And the captain, he was a man who won the toss.
He's from Southern Lakes Cricket Club, which is based on the western shore of Lake Macquarie, Toronto. He's an all-rounder. He's played for Newcastle for many years. He's played in Scotland, played in England. Likes golf, running and knitting.
Knitting? He does not. Who was the bloke?
That's what it says here,
Who's
Robert.
the bloke who likes macrame? There's been a few stitched up here. Oh, well, good on him.
Jedi Dixon.
Yeah, Jedi was the macrame player. So we've got a macrame player with a batting with a bloke who likes to knit. Should be a slow. I don't think things are going to get real aggressive here, is it? But Gerald, I'm impressed the way Blake Austin's coming back here with his copped a fair bit of tap in that first over, but he's picked up 2 wickets. Little left arm tweaker runs in bowls now, and Chad tries to work it on the long side. Can't get it. And there's a bit more bubble and enthusiasm about that. The Chargers fielding now, Bruce.
It's amazing what a wicket will do for you, Robbie. There's only 2 on the out on the leg side in the deep. Everyone else is inside the circle. So Richie Gallichan's trying to close things down.
Yeah, I like what he's doing here. With 4 wickets down, he thinks he can probably get away for it. Or might be an overthrow here. No. Just if he can really, just bring him in, not on the circle, but in 5 so metres from the circle, cut off the single, make him hit over the top. They've lost 4 wickets. Run rate's okay, but...
Only 1 run off the over so far.
I tell you what, it's good cricket, Bruce, though, isn't it? If we continue this rate, we'll see them all out for about 200. 10 wickets down.
Inside the 20 overs.
Yep, not a bad start. This one is down the leg side, and umpire Moonshine says that's a wide.
That was well taken by McMahon, the keeper. Down the leg side, clean.
Of course, who's your Blues keeper these days in Country Bush Blues? Tommy Groff still?
Tommy Groff, legend.
Jeez, he's been doing it for a while, hasn't he? That's
Absolute
a well-flighted delivery. First bounce, been on.
Right,
Shot
on.
the stump. So!
Oh!
And umpire Moonshine, who took up good position, says not out.
Moonshine moved that fabulous Moonshine shuffle he's got out to...
That could have been...
Let's have a
was
look at
almost
that replay.
out, Bruce, wasn't it? That's just very slow to get off the mark
Bit
there.
better throw.
Yeah.
You had to drag it.
Yep. A
Great,
throw over
great
the
decision
stumps.
by umpire Moon. Great decision.
Would have got the job done there. Austin wide outside off stump, cut away, straight to point, no run.
It's a good over this, Robert.
It is a very good over, Bruce. Just the 2 runs from it and a wicket. So, sorry, 3 runs from it. So after 9 overs, 4 for 87. That was the most economical over for the innings so far from Austin. We've got 1 more over in us, Bruce, and then we're going to have a spell. Probably timely too. It'll be Neil McDonald and Tim Cox coming in.
Ensby to continue the attack from the Paddington end.
It's been a fair emphasis on spin bowling, hasn't it?
We've only seen 2 overs of moving pace.
Yeah, McMahon bowled 1 and your boy Baldwin.
Yep.
Alec.
Alec.
So who's on strike here? Dixon's on strike. Flighted off the back foot. Nice shot by Dixon, but no run. There's that tight ring field, Bruce. They're just hovering in on him there.
It's interesting, a couple of good overs. The run rate's come back to 9.5.
Yep.
It was up over 12 a little while ago.
Well flighted, driven straight
footwork
back
by
to the
Dixon.
bowler. And that goes down to deep mid-off. So that takes the score up to 88. We're in the 10th over. Australia Day. What a day out there we are. There's our Plan B tent down there. We'll get back to that. Shortish and worked away down the long side. I thought about 2 for a while there, but no chance. Good work coming in there from the boundary by Ensby.
Okay, we're looking at 150. We're still looking at...
Yeah.
I think we're looking at 150.
You were looking around 180 at one stage, weren't you?
I think they'll go close, actually.
All right. Dixon's on strike to Ensby. Short, pulled away, but down to deep mid-on. It nutmegged the batsman at the non-striker's end, Chad.
Very good footwork by Chad.
Wasn't it?
Very good foot.
Just tell you what, he wouldn't have wanted to got a nasty bounce there, Bruce.
Just raised the right leg and
Yep,
slipped
away he
through.
went. Chad, they named a country after this bloke.
They did.
Yep. Flighted, swept away. A little bit of a gap down there, but he goes straight to the man coming in off the fence for 1 run.
Who's the president of Chad, Robbie? Our producer might know that.
We'll get our producer Bartlett onto that. This should solve a lot of people's sleep issues when they find that one out, Bruce. Now, the last ball coming up here of the 10th over, and it's not the last ball because it's wide down leg side. Indris Deby. You heard of him?
Has he got a cricket team?
He's got dash hounds for pets. Yeah. Ensby to complete the 10th over. This time he does. Ooh, it hurries onto him, and it's got chopped to gully.
About over.
So that's it, Bruce. We'll have you back. When are you back on? We're going to have a bit more review the start of the second innings. You'll be with Neil McDonald, and I'm going to hand over now. So after 10 overs in the Sydney Sixers conference final, it is the Mac Attack 4 for 92 against the Coffs Coast Chargers. I'll pass you over to, very soon you'll be hearing the voice of Neil McDonald.
What's your plan B? If you're drinking,
Don't drive.
Well, good morning, viewers. Neil McDonald here with you, and I'm pleased to say we're joined by country cricket royalty in the late Mac Attack, assistant coach Tim Cox. I'll come to you in a minute, Tim, as we're about to start the action again. An appeal and a wicket, straight off, which is just goes to show what happens when there's a break in play. So we had the 10th over bowled. The late Mac Attack lost a crucial wicket there at 5 for 93. We'll see another replay coming in, left arm ortho. It's on line with the stumps, and I can't see any of the stumps there, so I'm reckoning that's straight up the guts. Your thoughts there, Tim, and welcome to the commentary position.
Good morning, Neil. Thank you very much. Yeah, that wasn't the great start. Jed Dixon there looking to play that one a little bit square, and it looks like it's straightened up and probably going on, so probably a fair dismissal there when he was certainly playing back, but not what the late Mac Attack were looking for. They're looking to consolidate a partnership with the skipper Adrian Chadd, so very unfortunate, but that brings young Josh Westwood to the crease, playing early in his representative career. Young Westwood doing a fantastic job for the Cricket Southern Lakes club, leading run scorer, batting number 3 there, and last year Newcastle NDCA's under 21 player of the year, so great opportunity for young Josh here in the middle overs.
Yeah, I reckon the Jedi might like that shot back again, but he can't get it now that he's told his story walking. But Westwood on strike now for his first ball. He's played that one off the back foot, just out through to cover. There's no run. I guess out of this, Tim, especially from a coaching point of view, you wouldn't want to see a lull in the run scoring. No,
definitely not. I think these guys would look to consolidate a little bit now. Certainly got off to a flyer, although some wickets were lost at fairly regular components. So I think these two would look to get to over number 15 at least with a bit of a partnership, and then probably have another crack from there.
Again, that last ball just played off the back foot out through cover, a repeat of the ball before. So Westwood will be looking to work him around here, I'd think. They're into bowl. This one's outside of off stump. He's laced it out through the point region, just backward of point, nearly to the rope. They've run 2, turning for 3. They're going to get 3. It's a great return there from deep out, very close to the boundary there, but 3 runs scored there to Westwood, which will put Captain Chadd back on strike for the last ball of the 11th over. Chadd facing up. He's got that one just coming in outside of off stump. He's just played it back to the bowler, and that's a handy way to finish the over with a dot ball. We're at 5 for 96 after the 11th.
Yeah, it looks like he's bowling pretty tight lines there, so that'll restrict the width or where the batters can score square of the wicket. So obviously a plan there, and he's executed pretty well. So we'll see how the late Mac Attack can build a partnership here in the middle overs and keep the runs ticking over.
Now, Tim, I'm looking for the player bio on on Mr. Westwood here. Just wondering, did we happen to have it, or is it on the reverse side of something, or do we have to make it up?
He's a young fella.
As we start for the new over, another spin, just played round the corner. Actually fairly fine. They're looking for 2. Backward squares come around, but they're going to comfortably get 2 runs there to the total. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say probably running between wickets, not his forte, young Westy, or otherwise known as Chook, the big Chook, the local Toronto or Cricket Southern Lakes. He's very familiar and known. Batting all rounder, can bowl some little bit of variation, dibblies through the middle if required. But a born and bred sort of west side of the lake kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got, see how he faces up to Ensby now, coming in from the northern end. It's a full toss. However, he's just played it out to short mid-wicket, and there's no run. Westwood 5 from 5 at the moment. Just an early start, just steadying the ship. Comes into bowl. Ensby, he's gone out to this. It's gone out again through point. Pierced the gap between cover and point. Point's got it. They're going to jog a second. So it'll be two more to the total. Takes us up to, breaks the 100. We're 5 for 100. 3 figures all downhill from here, Tim.
Yeah, I think the run rate's certainly not an issue. As I said, the partnership's the crucial key, though.
And into bowl again. It was just a bit short of a length. We played it up through to wide mid-off. No run, just off the back foot there. We're important balls, these last 2. We've got 2 to come. We've got 4 off the over so far. 2.2. Could this be another 2? He's flighted this one up. It could be another 2. He's flighted it out. It's managed to squeeze this one out through third man, and they will, in fact, get another 2.
That's very well bowled. Very well bowled. Using his flight there, change of pace, and I think he's done Westwood there.
We've got some good pattern work happening here, Tim, so I'm reckoning there's a chance this last ball could be a dot. Let's see what happens.
All things being equal.
Into bowl. And it's down just outside a leg stump. They've tickled it around the corner. They're going to break this pattern where they're going to pick up 2, and there'll be 2 leg buys, as so eloquently shown by our umpire down there, Neil Smith. So that would be the end of the over. We've had 2, 4, 6, 8 off the over, and 5 for 104.
Yeah, it turned out to be not a bad over, and I think that's the plan for these next couple of overs for Lake Macatac to get through to 15, ticking the score over. Obviously, if there's a bit of width or what, they'll try and go for the boundary, but the 1s and 2s will be pretty crucial here for the next couple of overs till these guys get established at the wicket.
Adrian Chadd's been a great servant for Newcastle Cricket, indeed the Toronto Workers Cricket Club. He's facing up now. That's where... into bowl. He's played a reverse sweep out through, I guess you'd say, point or square leg on the reverse. And he's picked up 2. Gutsy shot there on the SCG only early on, but obviously the wicket's a belter. But two more to the total.
Yeah, well, you see that more and more these days, and they practice it quite regularly in the net, so it's becoming more of a regulation shot more than a fancy one.
So we're in for the next delivery. Another left arm also. He's gone again.
It's even better.
Geez, this is probably the best shot he plays. This one's gone for 4. Across the boundary there. Sweetly timed. So Chad's starting to make a meal of these balls outside of off. We might have to... Coffs Coast might want to tighten this one up. They're now dropping somebody back on the boundary there at point. Might give Chad something to think about. Austin's in again. This one's a fairly similar line, but he's managed to noodle him out to square leg. The player at mid-wicket's come around. They've ambled a single. There's good thinking there from Chad. Keeps the scoreboard ticking over. 7 off the over so far. We're into our 4th ball. And Austin, who's got 3 for 30 at the moment. Outstanding figures. He's brought in the cover sweeper there. Not anticipating another reverse sweep. Off Westwood. Faces up now. This was short, and it's a fantastic catch taken out there by the man who's just been brought back in from deep cover. He's on the circle there, had to reach up and out. It was almost an AFL mark in the full forward square there, Tim. But outstanding catch, and another wicket to Austin, giving him 4 for 30.
Yeah, he's taken some handy wickets, and Westwood looked like he's just giving himself a bit of room there.
Seemed to get a bit of a top edge on that.
Whether he identified the fielder had came up or not, I'm not sure, but he's certainly giving himself a bit of room there and paid the price. Yeah, like you said, a top edge, certainly didn't middle it, so he loses his wicket.
So that's Westwood gone back to the sheds. We've still got Chad, Captain Chad out there, and he'll be joined by the next batter, which at the moment says number 14, so we'll work off 14. The only funny thing there is that we don't actually have a number 14, so we'll work through this based on size, height, and player profile, perhaps. As we come in, there's 2 4 balls gone. We've got the important last 2 balls of the over coming up for Austin. Got some really tidy figures here of 4 for 30 at the moment. It'd be really good for him to either, well, maybe pick up another wicket or at least not go for many runs in these last 2 balls as the batter faces up. It says Van Caminade on the board, so I was just about to
have a stab in the dark.
Van Caminade,
there's
RVK.
two guys that look fairly similar, but it's Ryan Van Caminade. Yep, making his debut for the Mac attack.
Yes, and he's managed to squeeze this one out through mid-wicket. If they hurry, they might get 2 here. Yes, in the end, there was an easy 2. They started off with a bit of a jog and then realised that there's 50 metres, lots of real estate between them and the fielder, and they've picked up 2.
Yeah, so Ryan's just fresh back into the Newcastle area from a stint in Sydney.
For the last ball, he faces up and he defends, so that's the end of the over for Austin. 4 for 32 are his figures. Outstanding figures there on the G. At 6 for 113, the Lake Mac attack.
Yeah, so Ryan's back in playing in the Newcastle District competition for Wallsend for the second half of the season. Returned from Sydney. I think his club might have been North Sydney. So back home to finish the rest of the season off with Wallsend. A handy all-rounder. Middle order bat.
Yeah, Wallsend, formerly of the Newcastle City for the Kitty Club, and we'll make a big shout out there to Frankie Walsh at the moment this morning, and hope he's recovered from his play yesterday. That is, if they got on, based on the weather that was in Newey yesterday. So our bowler at this northern end, Ensby, none for 18 at the moment. He's been quite economical as well. Is coming in, another left arm orthodox spinner, comes into bowl. We've got Chad with the reverse sweep again. Picks up a single out to point.
Yeah, he's obviously identified that the reverse sweep might be the go to try and mix things up for the young orthos, but has had some success to date. So we'll see how he wants to continue to play that and whether he gets a field change from it as well.
It's been his go-to shot so far, hasn't it? It's been quite effective. So as we're in for the second ball. Into bowls full length, and it's possibly gone through everything.
Missed everything.
And maybe under the stumps based on that line. But anyway, it's gone round through to a very fine leg. Excuse me. And they've picked up 2.
Looks like they're going to give it runs, but so it's obviously jabbed a little inside edge, but very well bowled. Very well bowled. Nice flight again.
Again, so Van Caminade facing up. He's gone down the wicket this time, but almost yorked himself. The ball pitched a little short of seeing Van Caminade coming down the wicket, and then he didn't really go through with the shot, did he?
Probably not the one to go down to, yeah, or the bowler certainly saw him coming and jammed it into the wicket. Well, very well bowled.
So Ensby in from the northern end. And this one, Van Caminade drives down to deep long off. We've got a deep long off in position, so that'll only be a single. Down there, it's 6 for 116. Oh. Okay, we're into bowl again. Left arm Orthodox has gone round the, just played around the corner, a little bit of a lap round a square leg. And the umpire probably could have picked that one up and saved the fielder, but it's another single there. Another single there to Chad.
He's certainly enjoying getting down onto to one knee quite often, varying both. I don't know whether he's got something planned for his missus back up in Newcastle, but he's.
Well, we'll see. He's down on the knee again, but he's reversed this one. Gee, this must be the only shot he practices in the nets. He's gone down. He's got 2 for it. They're turning for 3. It's a hard run, this one. It's going to be close. But no, they've made it home quite easily.
Must be contagious because that was Caminade, so he's picked up on the pattern as well. So, but he's picked himself up 3 runs, which is very valuable in the middle. So
a few blokes on their knees in Newcastle. Deary me. 6 for 121 at the end of the 14th. We have Van Caminade on 8 from 6 and Chad on 13 at a run of ball. With the innings now 6 for 121, so we've got 6 overs left to go. Coach, what are you thinking from here?
Yeah, I think they'll look to consolidate definitely for 1, maybe 2 more. As I said, they probably lost a couple more wickets than what they were hoping for. Run rate's okay. There's still a little bit in the sheds as well, so I think get themselves in. Ryan Van Caminade is a very clean hitter of the ball when he gets going, so the message from his skipper would certainly to give himself a few more siders to get himself in and then pick his zones, I'd say, for the last 4 or 5. So we'll be interested to see what happens. I'd say Chad will play a bit of a off the strike roll for a couple as well, and then look to go big. But just don't want to lose 1 or 2 wickets right now. So it puts a little bit pressure on the last couple of overs regarding getting bowled out or getting a really competitive score.
We're going back to pace here with Benny McMahon in the right arm over the wicket, and that's an appeal for Nick behind. Turns out to be just a bit of a planned miss there, but with Van Caminade, it's a good line outside of off stump, probably 4th, 5th stump. But
drew him into the shot, didn't it? Yeah, very well bowled. Very well bowled.
Coming in again for his second delivery. This one's been turned off his legs. Beats the man at backward square. Is it going to get to the boundary? It's very close. He's fielded that well. A little divot out there. And they've picked up a couple. So straying off onto the pads there, and you probably can't afford to do that with a backward square just inside the ring.
No, probably not exactly where he wanted the line, but I think they picked up 3 there, so it brings skipper Chad back on strike.
Handy shot that, and as I say, straying in onto the pads now. What could Chad do here? We've got a bit of pace on the ball. We could get reverse knee bending. Could get anything happening here.
Yeah, well, certainly if he has a look pretty straight, there's no mid-off or cover, so there's an easy one there.
And he's played this one out through mid-wicket. Mid-wicket guy looks like he's running alongside it. However, the deep ones come in. The man from the deep there. It's a good bit of fielding. They've only picked up the single. And it's 1 more to the total. So
I'd say with the field set, he'd look to bowl pretty straight here.
Into Van Caminade, and it is fairly straight. It's been hit nicely straight. That's a great straight drive, just to the onside of the pitch. They only pick up a single though. Our man has come round from deep long on to cut that down to 1, as opposed to maybe getting a multiple out of it. You're saying it's pretty warm down there in the warm-up, Tim?
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very sticky, very humid conditions today.
As they come into bowl again, he's used his feet here really well. The ball was pitched outside of off stump, made an initial movement to get out and in line with it, and has then heaved the ball out through a straightish mid-wicket to the boundary for 4. There it is again,
Yeah, it's
Tim.
a great shot by Chad. He's certainly got himself outside the line. And hoyed it through the straight mid-wicket area over the top of the infielder through the gap. So, yeah, cracking shot.
That's going to make the bowler do a bit of thinking now as the 6th ball comes up. You're looking not to go for too many here, but he's gone for 9 so far off the over. This could be a really telling over, or perhaps McMahon will be able to bring it back. We'll see what happens here now as he comes into bowl. Chad's found a way. He's got that down very, very fine. A little lap sweep, and it's into the boundary now. 4 runs adds to the total there, and that's a big over there, Tim.
Yeah, that's made it a very, very big over. Chad's sort of got himself well outside the line. There was an appeal by keeper and bowler, but I think a little bit predictable there, and Chad's read him well, got himself outside the line, and with fine leg up again, he's been able to get it too fine and down the boundary for 4. So great batting there by skipper Chad.
Now, you'd find this difficult to believe, Tim. I know you've played a season with Adrian, indeed picked up a premiership in your first attempt in Newcastle, but nice ring too.
Thank you, yes.
The main thing is for Adrian that he came through country cricket pathways, played Bradman Cup. He was the Newcastle Bradman Cup captain in 2005, and he played as a number 8 batter and leg spin bowler.
Yes, I believe that, and saw a few of his leggies last year in the nets as well, and they were coming out okay. But as you know, Neil, it's certainly the hardest art in the game to bowl and continue to bowl. So he's decided to take up some medium paces, but and work on his batting. So it's certainly a fantastic leg spinner. I think he even had a stint over in South Australia in Adelaide, bowling his leg spinners, and played a bit of second 11 stuff over there. Before he moved back to Newcastle to concentrate on playing representative cricket for Newcastle, and now Lake Macatac.
Yeah, and I think the point out of that is his batting was always okay in the middle order, but here he's looking to dominate, and that's what he's done these last couple of years in Newcastle as well. As we've got change of bowler with Trent Dearick coming into bowl, he's bowling round the wicket, and he's first ball has just been played out there to mid-wicket, no run. Second ball's a little bit shorter. Once again, similar problem, a little bit of a cross-bat shot there, trying to aim out through the mid-wicket boundary, but it's gone straight back to the bowler. So 2 dots to start off with. Third ball is a little bit fuller in flight.
Very well fielded.
Yeah, great bit of fielding there from Benny McMahon, just getting down there at mid-off. They've stolen the single, which is good for the scoreboard, but 15.3 overs, we're 6 for 135.
Yeah, no, a great stop there, even though there was a deep mid-off, but he wasn't off the fence there, number 21, so save definitely one.
This next ball is up there. It's a chance for a catch. It's been caught out. Dearie me, he gave himself the chance to play the shot, having made an initial movement. He's then found the one and only guy out at about a metre in from the rope, taking a comfortable catch there. So the initial movement, sweep shot, out through mid-wicket, and a great catch taken there by number 24, which is Ty Murphy.
Yeah, no,
Ty
a great
Murphy
catch.
ready for a furphy.
A great catch. Yeah, no, you'll probably have one later on this evening and talk about that catch. He moved very well around to his right. Chad certainly liked the look of the offie and went for the hoik over deep mid wicket, but certainly paid the price with a bit of a gamble with the field out deep there. So
I think he could have gone straighter there, Tim. I think it just a couple of steps down and come straighter. The square boundary's fairly well protected. Sure, 5 metres either side, and he gets it for 4 or 6, but didn't happen. And this over is a really telling one now with 2 dots, a single, and a wicket.
Yeah, that's right. So
accelerate.
Certainly some premeditation there by Adrian Chad to hit that square.
Now the question here is whether our next batter, is we would think Corey Brown for the Lake Macatac to face the 5th ball from Dearick.
Corey, in his first representative year for the Lake Macatac, is the current captain of the Cricket and Southern Lakes Cricket Club, the Toronto Workers. Corey's an opening bat there, does a fantastic job, and he's having a good season to date and enjoying the skipper role, taken over from the man who just was dismissed, Adrian Chad, who was the captain last year. So
to face the 5th ball of the over, right arm round the wicket, off spin, and there's an appeal there straight up, and he's gone. It's gone. It's LBW, I would think, looking at that. It certainly wasn't bad in it. So first ball there, and Dearick's going to be on a hat-trick for the 6th ball. So pitch, would you say going down leg? Is that a slightly controversial decision there, Tim?
He worked himself well across, did Brown, but umpire saw it sliding and possibly hitting leg stump, but maybe a little bit of doubt there. But he certainly did get across his stump, and maybe the umpire had a good look at and saw possibly leg stump and thought it was sliding on.
Well, umpire Neil Smith was pretty much up with the shout on that one, and it was just a query there, I guess, of whether it was sliding down leg. But at the end of the day, the umpire is in the best position to make that decision, and that's a really handy wicket for the Coffs Coast Chargers, because after a really enterprising start and first 10 overs, the Lake Mac attack have actually dug themselves a bit of a hole, Tim.
Yeah, they have. And looking at the new batsman coming in is a young fella by the name of Mitch Lowell.
Mitch Lowell, okay. Mitch has got a big pedigree with another brother and a father out of the Newcastle comp who also represented Central North.
Yeah, he's come out of the Cricket New South Wales pathway system and represented ACT country at junior level, under 17s, under 19s. So yeah, Mitch will be looking to tick things over here and probably get strike to the in batsman in Van Kemenade.
Okay, so he's in the face. This is a hat trick ball. This one, it's well flied. It's a full toss indeed, and he's worked it away. Young Lowell. They're going to get two. It's tight at the bowler's end there. Great bit of fielding to return that ball. Van Kemenade's made it down to the non-striker's end. Okay, they've picked up a 2 from it. A foolish ball hit out through wide of mid-on. Great bit of fielding there, and 8 for 137 after this 16th over, which was quite an eventful one, Tim.
If he probably wanted his hat-trick ball again, knee-high full toss probably wasn't his plan for his hat-trick ball, but hit away through wide long on for 2, but a handy over, and it certainly put things a little bit of pressure on Lake Mac Attack to see how they'll finish the innings here.
Well, we've got Richie Galichan coming back in again. He's giving a bit of conducting work there to his outfielders, trying to bring them around. He's 2 for 26 at the moment, so it's more spin to the 4.
Yeah, so the skipper brings himself back on. He's picked up some early wickets. Let's see how he goes.
Into bowl now, just outside of off stump. It's pushed out through wide of mid-off. They've taken 1. They're coming back for 2. There's a throw at the bowler's end. And he's home safely, quite quick as young Lowell. Looks like Van Kemenade's got the sweats up. He's called out for another set of gloves. I hope he's got about 10 sets there, Tim. It's pretty warm out there.
He'll have a couple, I'd say. Yeah, the young whip at Lowell was running to the danger end, but very comfortably.
So our second ball, Richie Galichan just getting the fingers a bit of moisture off the fingers there for the second ball. He comes into bowl to Van Kemenade. That's one's down leg side, I would think. Bit of a hopeful shout there, reckoning it's going to be a leg bye. It is a leg bye. Taking the total now to 8 for 139. We've had 16.2 overs of this 20-over fixture. Young Lowell on strike now. A 200% strike rate, 2 off 1.
Yeah, I'd say his role will be to get Van Kemenade on strike, give himself a few balls. As I said, very quick run between wickets, so he'll be looking to push the 2s here and put a little bit of pressure on the outfielders, that's for sure, which there's plenty out there. There is 5 out, 4 of them on the leg side, and only the 1 man in short mid-wicket.
As he comes into bowl, feet down the wicket goes Lowell. He's not able to pierce the gap there at forward of point. Fielder there right on top of things, and there's no run there. So coming in, we're 16.3. We're up to the 4th ball of the over. He comes into bowl. Outside off stump, it's a play and a miss. Had a little slash outside of off stump there. Not able to get it away, make contact, so through to the keeper.
You can see the plans here from the skipper and the right arm offie coming around the wicket and bowling quite wide.
And again, this one...
It's very well bowled.
Yeah, a little bit straighter, but again, it's just played back. Oh, and he's had a little shy. Just reminded Lowell that he's out on the SCG and perhaps staying in your crease is the best place to be. I'm expecting a little bit more now. We're into bowl. He's down the wicket again. Great shot. Plays out through wide of mid-off. They're turned for 2, but they're not going to go. There's some snappy feeling out there by the fieldsman at deep long off. So only 1 off the last ball there. So with a couple of leg buys, 2 and a 1, that's a pretty economical over from Gallatin.
Yeah, very well bowled, bowling to his field, and as he should do with him being captain. But very well fielded there at deep long off for that last ball, and it kept the just to a single, which also kept the new batsman on strike for the first ball in the next over. So yeah, the Coffs Chargers making a bit of a comeback here and looking to restrict the Lake Mac attack to a chaseable total.
So 141, our commentary team, the first 10 overs, the great R.B. McKinlay and B.W. Whitehouse, said around 150 would be a good total. I think there was a time during this innings where we were thinking 170, 180, but at 8 for 141, 3 overs to go. Into bowl, and it's played off the back foot. They're looking for a single, gone out to wide and mid-off. No run.
Yeah, well, sort of the wickets are the issue now, I guess. The Lake Mac attack wouldn't want to lose any, certainly for this one and maybe the next one, so they'll have to be wary of that, I guess.
Into bowl Lol now. Lol's turned him around the corner. We've got a 1. We're turning for 2. It's very fine. It's gone down. It's almost directly behind the keeper. In fact, they'll take 3. Van Kamerade coming back for the 3rd. So 3.
I'm not sure if he got.
I'm not sure he got
tickle
on
that.
Wides there. Have another look
yeah,
at the.
I wasn't sure he had a tickle on that. So otherwise, I was going to say it's a very, very clever shot, but 3 wides.
3 wides to the total. Comes into bowl again. This
well
one's
bowled.
played straight back. Trent Derrick, and I hope I've made a decent pronunciation of that. If I haven't, I'll need somebody to phone in on that. As he looks to come
Trying
in
to rush through the balls here. Clever off spinner.
Yeah, he's given that one a little bit more flight, but again, can't be the only fielder on the onside between keeper and bowler. No run. It's gone out to just a mid-wicket position there. Wouldn't read about that. This one's down leg side, and again, he hasn't got onto that.
No, that was
gone through to the keeper.
That was there for a couple down backward square, but couldn't lay any bat on that, so missed opportunity for Van Kamerade.
Possibly trying to overhit the thing as we come in 5th ball. Now he's placed one. Once again, hasn't really missed out the mid-wicket fielder. He nearly hit it straight to him, but they pick up a single.
There's plenty of real estate in that infield there, that's for sure, and certainly soft hands would have been able to put pressure on for a 2. But anyway,
Tim, knowing where you've come from, you could rate a couple of acres with a couple of 100 head of cattle out there, couldn't you?
You certainly could, and it's a lot greener than it certainly is out in Dubbo in the far west of New South Wales right at this time.
Fair call as the last ball of the over. Lol's given himself some room. That's a great shot out through cover. Just looking for that pink ball. It's just inside the rope. They might want another look at that. But
I think they will.
But that's an excellent shot from young Lol. Pierced the gap out through cover. Great chase from the Coffs Coast Charger fielders. I wouldn't mind another look at that.
Looks like they're comfortable. Not sure
always
if
difficult. Wouldn't like to lose
and
by
the
1.
Hand. Oh, look at that. I think there might have been a bit of foot and on rope as the hand was touching the ball, but the umpires seem happy. And maybe the Coffs Chargers have got away with one there.
Might just remember this one if there's a 1 run either way. But having said that, great bit of fielding. It's not for the fielder to know either, but great bit of fielding. Good shot in the end. And we've got Benny McMahon coming up from the Uni of New South End, Tim.
That's right, yes.
Your former club.
Certainly is the Uni New South End, yeah. So just down at Kensington there, down the Anzac Parade.
Some of the greats, Henry Lawson, etc.
Yeah, Michael
country
Slater.
Yeah,
a couple of fantastic country cricketers from Wagga Wagga.
Warren Smith,
another one, the great man.
Great man. Ball feet. Okay, this first ball from McMahon has been chopped out through just out to the deep mid-wicket fielder, and Lol will take 1. Van Kamerade, geez, he must put a sweat up there. He's got the helmet's coming off, another set of gloves. He's putting a lot of work in out there.
I presume that skipper Richie Gallatin has bowled out, but not bowling himself.
I think he
again.
had the 3, and that might have been his 4th that he just came in for. It's a good point. As McMahon comes back in again, that's a great tight delivery. There's no run on that. Van Kamerade admonishes himself severely. Could have been like a scene out of Fawlty Towers where he goes and whips the car for not starting. Well, here he is again, looking to start this engine as RVK as he comes a couple of steps down the wicket towards McMahon. He's placed him out to deep mid-wicket. Deep mid-wicket has fielded that quite easily. They've taken a single. So once again, just preventing that elusive boundary. 8 for 151 is our total.
Bowling to his field, McMahon. So he had 4 out on the leg side boundary and only 1 man in the infield. So restricting the boundaries.
This next ball to Lowell's been driven but caught. He's been caught.
Picked him out.
Actually got underneath it. A bit hard to tell from here, although it shouldn't have been. So he's picked out the only fielder at deep mid-wicket to be caught out, and that's 18.3 overs gone. We've still got 9 balls to go of the innings, only 1 batter left, and that the fielder didn't have to move too far there. It's a great catch taken out there at deep mid-wicket. We'll get a little better view of this now in terms of the actual catcher. Maybe. Turn around. Number 22, Hayden Ensby.
The left arm ortho, yeah.
Sorry to leave you all hanging there, viewers.
Taking a comfortable catch, and certainly Mitch Lowell picked him out, on the boundary there, looking to go over the top. But, mistimed shot and cued it straight to deep mid-wicket.
Yeah, so that's 9 down now. So they're in a bit of danger here, Tim. Lake Mac from maybe not going through the innings. You'd want a batch of 20.
Yeah, that's right. You, in a 2020 game, you certainly need to use every ball that's given to you. But young Aaron Bills comes into the crease at number 11. He's certainly a no smug with the bat, very handy batsman. But in number 11 of this side, but.
This first ball he gets, he's quite a good bat for where he's batting. He's picked up a single there. First ball he's faced out through deep square leg.
Van Kemenade on strike there as they did cross, but he'll face his first rock now, left-hander. But so he's certainly no smug with the bat. So playing with the West club up in Newcastle.
He is coming back from Sydney. Coming back from Sydney and making quite an impact with West. Gets to face this first ball. And, he's got one away. I think might have got a tickle on that, young Tim. So, got a single. It's just gone down to the inner ring. A single.
Leg byes, I think the umpires have called. So let's see.
I reckon that's a bit harsh. Oh, no.
Back of the thigh, yep.
Call. So, straight off the good old thigh pad as they pick up another single. So, we're 9 for 153. And, Tim, we've got 6 balls for you to face here. Otherwise, you get bowled out.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not what would be on the cards with losing this last wicket. But in saying that, a few free swings because a couple of shots to the boundary would be very handy to get up to that 165 mark, which was certainly spoken about before the start of the first ball today. And we have got the spinner, the offie finishing off the over
as he comes into bowl, right arm around the wicket, and this one's somehow got itself up and over the keeper's head to a very fine, almost a leg slip on the circle. Let's have another look at that. It's nicely pitched. He's
beat everyone
there. I think it came off the keeper in the end. They got a single.
So if you're Van Kemenade here, Neil, where would you go?
I'd go straight up here to the comm box. Straight up here, Tim.
Nice little catch in your mitts.
Yep, mid on. There it is, and he's played it square. There you go. And he's got 4 for it.
Fantastic shot.
Found the boundary.
Waited for that one.
Well,
nicely.
What would I know, Tim? So once again in our leg side, we've got the 4 on at deep positions. We've got the 1 gentleman at mid-wicket, a fielder at mid-wicket who's purchasing all that real estate there for his hobby farm. It comes into bowl. This one's short. It's gone the same place again. It's gone over. That's 6 big ones there. And that's just a great shot and probably not the ball to bowl at this stage of the innings, unfortunately.
Certainly pounced on
Dragged
that short
it down,
one.
Derek. He's been bowling really well, but just probably getting a bit tight in the fingers there now. And Van Kemenade was able to rock back on that and let the people in the Barongal first 10 rows know exactly what it was all about. And next ball, he's gone the same place again, but this time it's just out through just out through square leg. Probably didn't get a good piece of it. Taking a single, I don't know whether he wanted to actually give the strike away.
Probably could have put pressure on for a 2 there. The keeper had to charge out, which left the striker's end stumps vacant. So probably could have pushed and left the dominant striker on to face the next couple of balls. But anyway, I'll see what Bills can do with a couple of balls remaining.
Okay,
he's having a good look around his field.
Bit of a change in our field. Right arm around the wicket, and that's a much better length. Bill's not able to do anything with it, actually. It's just come straight back to the bowler, and that's a good dot ball there. So 9 for 165 as we come up. The remaining ball in the over. He's had a wild swing at that one and hasn't made connection at all. And that would be the end of the innings, and we finish at 9 for 165. So, Tim, we got over the 150. 165 will be very competitive, and they didn't lose all their wickets. I will just let visitors know, our viewers know, that the Coffs Coast Chargers are only going to receive 19 overs due to a slow over rate. It's quite controversial, but lots of controversy on that one. But our match referee has made that adjudication, and I just wanted to let the viewers know. So 9 for 165. Tim, thanks very much for your comments, and we'll be back to join viewers at the start of the Coffs Coast Chargers innings.
Thanks very much, Macca. That makes a big difference there, because 165 was spoken about before the first ball as par, so that certainly makes it above par now with only 19 overs to be bowled. So and the Lake Mac attack didn't get bowled out, so yeah, very well played from them, and the spinners certainly bowled very well.
Right, we're going to do the replay through the wickets that fell, as we can talk to each other through there. A bit of room being given there. He slapped out through cover, but unfortunately, ended up at point. A little bit of top edge there on that one, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Stumping on the next one, which was and next wicket, again high in the air, out through to the lone field.
Yeah, that was Hudson, and a bit of a game changer there. He certainly was playing very well, and
good catch that into the sun.
Had the run rate up above 10.
Unorthodox sweep shot going wrong.
Young Aidan Cahill looking to push, and this is Jedi Dixon.
Jedi Dixon, he'd want this one back over again.
Yeah,
Jedi's better than that.
As we said, he certainly played back to that straight and nicely, and I think going on there.
Pretty happy about that wicket though, the boys. This one, a slap out through just to cover. It wasn't the greatest shot, was
Westwood trying to give himself some room.
And this is room. Is this Adrian Chad?
Yeah, this is the skipper. Certainly
picked out
his man there. Unfortunately, going for the big one over deep mid wicket with the cow.
Ty Murphy, that's right. The Murph, the Furphy.
The first baller, from Brown, walking right across his stumps, and the umpire adjudicated to going on after seeing leg.
And this is Mitch
Lowell,
isn't it? Just finding his
just
way
a couple
out
overs
to
ago. He's picked out deep mid wicket, straight down his throat. Again, trying to go for the big one in the last couple of overs.
Well, Tim, looks like you've got a bit of work to do now, so good luck with the second innings. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Macca.
What's your plan B? If you're drinking,
don't drive.
Welcome back to the SCG. I'm Neil McDonald, and I'm joined this time in commentary by the great Bruce Whitehouse. How are you, Bruce?
Macca, it's good to be with you. It's great to see the umpires, Smith and Moon, taking the field for the second innings. 166, Lake Macatac have scored. It's going to be a tall order for the coastal boys, the Coffs Coast boys, to get to that, but let's see how they go.
I think there's a good opportunity there for him, Bruce. The outfield looks quite quick. The wicket's a belter, and you know, if they go off like the Sixers did last night, there's a big chance there for them.
I hope so. A lot will rely on the Gallatin brothers, so Richie and Peter.
Peter, both formerly Central Coast
Correct.
boys.
Also formerly New South Wales country captain Peter.
That's right.
In when we played the country championships in Wollongong.
That's right. So the Lake Macatac have found their way out to the field. Hopefully they didn't change shirts at the change of innings, so we might have a chance there to work out who's who.
Do you think they might have got their numbers right, Macca?
No, not really. But anyway, we'll work on that one as we go through. Now we've got our two batters from the Coffs Coast Chargers. We've got Trent Mitchell in number 12, and we have his partner just coming out to join him now. I wonder if we get these people to turn around, Bruce. You reckon they could possibly, you know,
I've got my
earpiece, kind of handsy cron you?
I've got my opera things on here now, so just
Okay, and the so Cox,
12 and 25.
Cox and Mitchell, Trent Mitchell in number 12,
and Luke Cox.
Luke Cox will be opening the batting for the Coffs Coast Chargers.
Looking forward to see Alec Baldwin back for the Coffs Coast Chargers.
Say that one 5 times quickly.
From the Coffs Coast Chargers. Alec represented the Bush Blues at Toowoomba recently and had a pretty good carnival. Well suited 2020 cricket. Deals in boundaries, doesn't like to run too many. So
doesn't like any quick singles there.
Not at all, Macca. Before we get moving on the game, if you're drinking over the long weekend, don't drive home. Make a plan B instead. Go to transportnewsouthwales.info for more information. Macca, what would your plan B be?
I'd be probably ringing my wife. She actually owes me a few. She enjoys a day out in the green and that kind of thing, and I've been most obliging over time. But given that Lockie's now 10, I reckon there's a plan B coming in around 6 or 7 years when he sorts that one out. But if not, I'd probably just enjoy a good walk, Bruce.
She's a very patient woman, your wife.
She is at times.
At times.
I don't think she's listening this morning. But that was a better answer than somebody who said they were going to cycle home earlier on.
Well, that was the producer, Jeff Bartlett. He's going to cycle home
but
drunk.
You can do that in Canberra, can't you? Okay,
we're off. In circles.
We're about to start here, Bruce. And we have Bailey just bowling that first ball just in on the leg side.
Leg boys.
It's gone round for a single. Dan Bailey, medium pacer there. What's the bio say? Fast?
Let's have a look. What's Dan Bailey?
Let's see what they really stitched him up with. But Dan, that first ball just on the legs, they've whipped it round for a single leg bye, in fact.
Dan Bailey, really imaginative nickname, Bales.
Bales coming into bowl. We're coming in from the northern end. It's a good shape about that ball, just in on off stump. It's just been hit into the offside cordon. There's no run.
Or Big Daddy. Bales goes as. He's from Belmont Club in Newcastle.
Big Daddy.
Enjoys his golf in his spare time away from cricket.
Nice golf course, Belmont Golf Course, sand-based.
Down by the airport there? The little airport there?
Opposite the airport where our stuntman does his flying, that World Air Race stuff. Bailey back in again. Oh, where's that gone? Is that... Oh, just evaded the fielder at backward square. He's had a bit of a flung at it, or a fling, or he's had a bit of a swing.
He's had a swing, and he's got pretty good
carried it around.
It's
picked up 4.
It's a boundary.
It is a boundary. I'll tell you what, that wasn't too far away from our backward square on the circle, or at least I think he's on the circle. He's just outside the circle at the moment. I think he wants a bet each way. You are allowed 2 out in these fixtures, aren't you?
You are allowed 2 out for the first 6 overs.
Only got 1 out at deep square leg, and now I see the other one.
So let's see if he makes his way into the circle before the bowler bowls. That is a problem.
Yeah, I'm reckoning he didn't make it back in. That's a bit controversial there, Bruce.
I think there were 3 outside, Macca.
They've run 2 on, and our umpires are very good at picking up this kind of trivia. There's leg buys. There's 2 leg buys on that. Let's see if there's any action taken here.
I'm
This is controversial, Bruce. This is the first over, and I believe the Coffs Coast Chargers have picked up their extra overs.
They have, yeah.
They do actually get 20 overs.
There's been some allowances given to Coffs, which is great. That's the way it should
Well, they've
be.
come a long way.
I'm still watching the fielder behind square on the
Yeah,
leg side.
He's outside. He's just, I'll tell you what, he's not
He's still
inside.
outside.
And what's happened there? The ball's just gone down to him. So if he'd actually been inside the ring, there might have been no single, perhaps. I think,
Well, that's the last two balls have had three fielders outside the circle.
It's none for 8 so far off this opening over, and I would suggest to you that. Well, then again, this bloke's right outside the boundary. Maybe he's not even.
No, he's on the field.
Okay. So we've got two out, one at deep square, one at deep long on, and a backward square that can't quite find his way to the circle. He's now still out.
Outside.
And that's a short ball,
Top
bounce,
edge.
top edge. It's gone through to the boundary. So it's 4 runs. I don't know whether that was such a great idea with the field you've got set, but that's why I'm up here and they're out there.
Neil, short
12
ball,
off the first over, Bruce.
top edge. Great start to the Chargers.
A
Great
very
start to the Chargers.
Fantastic start. Not the first over that the Lake Mac attack would have liked. The attack looked a bit shabby there. Anyway, we're none for 12 off the first over.
Tell us about what part of Newcastle the Lake Mac attack players come from.
So Lake Mac attack would be covering the local government area of Lake Macquarie, which stretches essentially from what they call Caves Beach, going right up through Charlestown, and basically circumference of Lake Macquarie, coming back down the other side, the western side, down through YE. So it's a fairly large drawing area. There's 6 grade clubs that make up that area that play in the Newcastle competition. Just as we've got Matt Willett about to resume the attack from the Uni of New South Wales end,
I'd say the
Tim Cox end.
You could say the Tim Cox end or the light rail end.
The light rail end. Yeah, is it running today?
Sometimes.
As Willett comes into bowl. This one's just on off stump. It's gone high in the air. It's going to be caught out. It's a wicket. The wicket being taken there just at the a short mid-wicket position. It's kind of an unusual shot there. Sort of bunting the ball up was you'd see the replay now. Sort of got underneath it, didn't he?
It's like a shank pitching wedge.
Yeah, just onto the green, and
Yep.
and the green swallowed it.
Trent Mitchell's
So
gone.
Trent Mitchell is gone. So that's very unfortunate end after the first over. That they look so positive with this one. A little bit timid there, and good catch taken by the fielder. So we've got Harry Bird coming in at number 3.
By Timmy Cahill.
Timmy Cahill.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll play Timmy.
I think I still want to revisit that controversy from that first over. Now we had 3 fielders out.
Well, I reckon there's 3 possible no balls or whatever they call those
correct.
things.
And
Is
they're
it-
free
are they
hits.
no balls, Bruce?
No balls, and they're free hits. So
Wow.
I think that's something we need to keep a very close eye on. If they're getting an advantage and they're not entitled to that advantage.
Certainly are.
And I think it was the bowler, Willett, who was actually the fielder in question. He was the player behind square.
We'll go and look at that and see if he goes back to the same position next time round. That's a good pick up there, Bruce. So our first ball into
The Birdman.
Cox.
Cocked
I think Cox. I think they crossed.
Okay.
Yeah. So first ball there. It's just a dot ball there. Played back out into the ring. Good line and length.
The big guns for the Coffs Coast are the Gallatin brothers and Alec Baldwin.
I'm looking forward to seeing Alec come out in this next movie. The movie to bowl, that's given himself a little bit of room, but geez, that's nearly taken the shins out of Willett.
I thought Alec was very impressive in Team America War Police.
Absolutely outstanding. No Oscar?
Unfortunately,
Best supporting
no.
actor?
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Let's see if he can provide a bit of support here now. Faces up. He's again given himself a bit of room there as young Cox.
I think he'd be better standing still, Mac, and giving himself room there rather than...
I think that's pretty fair, Bruce. He's making some late moves and then he's just bunting the ball out to fielders that are already there. We've got a change in the field now. We've got a strengthening up of the cover region, bringing in a shortish cover.
There's actually plenty of room on the leg side for a single. There's only umpire Smith.
Plenty of room behind the wicket as well, and out through mid-wicket as he comes into bowl. He's noodled this one out through point. As a shot at the bowler's end. He's home safely, and it's been... yeah, nicely tidied up out there. So, late Mac attack not afraid to have a shot at the stumps early on, seeing if they can desperately pick up that second wicket. Been a good over so far. Wicket first ball, and a couple of dots, and now a single. As we're up for our last ball. Yeah, it's an important ball, these ones, Bruce. You don't want these ones to get away for a boundary. They've sort of reset the field, had another look at the chessboard as Larry Bird gets to face up for this last ball of the over. He's laced this one out through cover, and that's going to go all the way to the boundary there. That's 4 runs anywhere.
That's a beautiful square drive there, Macca. Was a good over to then. They picked up 4 off the last ball from Matthew Willett. Matthew Willett from the Cardiff Boolaroo Club in Newcastle, nicknamed Willow. Played for Newcastle Blasters in the previous years before the late Mac attack were born. Played in the Hampshire League in England, like soccer and NRL. Canterbury, Bankstown.
Well, that's pretty standard, Bruce.
Surfing and basket weaving.
Basket weaving, Bruce. Well, between that macrame making and some sort of ladder work, we've got everything happening here. We've got all bases covered.
The late
Mac knitting. Somebody did knitting.
The late Mac attack team are very crafty people.
Crafty. Love it. It's very good. So we've still got Larry Bird out there. Is he near the front key?
Change in bowling here, I think, Neil. Number 2.
I think they are mixing it up now. The question here is...
It's Bob Hudson.
Bobby Hudson. Newcastle song. Left arm ortho. And that ball's just been played down to a short, very shortish third man. One could well call him a gully in another form of cricket. Especially if Joshy Hazelwood's steaming in. Left arm over the wicket. We're not steaming in on this. He's been on-driven down to long on. It'll just be for the single. They amble the single. Another change, big changes in the field now. We've got, because our left-right combination, making the late Mac attack really work hard on their placements. As he faces up, strong offside field. Still bowling left arm over the wicket. That's one's just outside of off stump. He's giving himself room, body weight all the way back to square leg for some unknown reason, and in the end didn't make contact. It's gone through to Hainsworth.
Harry Bird, another one of the players from Harwood Cricket Club, nicknamed Birdie or Birdman.
Well, the Birdman's gone through the covers with that one, and that's gone to the boundary. That's 4 runs there. Great shot out through cover. A little bit of a bat tickle there. A little bit of a cross bats. No punching of the gloves out there for these two.
I like that, Neil. You know, Harry does eating challenges.
Bit more manly, would you suggest?
He tells us he's a ridiculously big eater. So,
well, Harry might get a good piece of this steak. He's gone again.
He's gone again.
Through covers. That's 4 more. That's a tracer bullet out there. So that gets them, that 2 4s there in the over. The over started off really well. Well, we're in trouble now, Bruce. That's 8 off the last 2, and we've got 1 to come.
We're in trouble.
Well, I don't know. I reckon we're not safe up here. That's what I'm thinking.
Do you think it's coming this way?
Big chance. Big chance, the Birdman. He's a big eater. Obviously enjoyed his meal last night, and he's dining out right now. Yes, and the third ball is also, it's gone out to mid-wicket. It's found the boundary rider out there. It's only taken 1. It'll be 9 off. And I think Bob Hudson's just come into the commentary position. So for all those that aren't aware, that is Bob Hudson, circa 1970-something from the ABC, and the Parthenon Milk Bar gets a mention in there from Newcastle. Fortunately, the Parthenon was bulldozed with the light rail up there a couple of years ago. But anyway, moving right along, we have had 3 overs in this fixture, if I can keep up with this, and we are sitting on 1 for 27 now. The Coffs Coast Chargers making a real fist of this, Bruce.
We've got Willett coming from the Randwick end.
And
The Birdman on strike.
Gee, I'll tell you what, the Birdman gives himself a bit of room there, doesn't he? He opens up that front leg. Been watching a little bit of BBL, I'd reckon.
Maybe a bit of Glenn Maxwell about that shot.
Possibly.
But Glenn Maxwell would hit them, though.
Well, they stay hit, don't they?
Yeah.
But Birdie's got the right idea here, I reckon. He's just not sure where he wants to slap it, though. He's in strong offside field. Just got the 2 men out, deep backward square, deep mid wicket as he comes into bowl again. He's given him room again, but he's laced him out through backward point, down through, I guess you'd say, third man for 4. That again went for like a tracer bullet.
I think the Birdman's been out at a big meal last night and showing its.
I think he's got a bit of a licence here, Brucey.
Yep.
I think he's Harwood Cricket Club, and they've gone, mate, you got about 10 overs to get these, and off you go. Which is exciting to see and a real challenge for the Lake Mac bowlers, particularly Willett, who's operating now as he comes into bowl. It's full, and he's gone again, same or 20 metres around the same place. It's 4 more. Forlorn chase out there. They dropped down a third man, interestingly enough, and he's found another point on the compass, pretty much out through point, and picked up the 4 there. Just gave the bowler a good look at the stumps, but the only thing it hit was the wood of the bat. 4
of the last 6 balls the Birdman's face have gone to the fence.
Well, there's a big chance this one could as well. Let's see. He moves down. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, he moved down the wicket, managed to squeeze it out. Point's done a really good job there to get out on that. And there's no run, but I think he's going to run screaming at him.
Is there a bit of arrogance there, attacking Willett?
I think so. There's a bit of, you're from Newcastle, you're not that good.
Yeah.
Or Lake Macquarie, more to the point.
Do you think you might get a short one here?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. And we've seen a couple of short ones today that have kind of gone wrong. But then again, it might be a way of putting them back in his box as he comes into bowl. Well, it's shorter. It's probably a good length, actually. And I don't know whether Bird's looking there for an offside wide or not, but pretty much went under the bat. Just went through to Marcus Hainsworth, former Sydney grade cricketer, obviously New South Wales under-19 player back in the day, Bradman Cup winner. Really good cricketer, Marcus. Didn't do himself any justice this morning with the bat, but he's keeping well at the moment.
He still needs to watch the ball, the Birdman. He's moving around.
Yeah.
Big swings. Still have to.
See, again, gave himself just an initial movement leg side, gave himself a little bit of room, and contact wasn't good there. So it's a good finish to the over there by Hudson. And Willett. It's a quick change. I'll tell you what, this board's up to date today. How good's it going? 1 for 35, we are off 4. So 2 more overs in the power play to go. A lot of work here. I reckon the great Timmy Cox might be sweating a little bit underneath that Plan B marquee right at the moment, Bruce, if for no other reason other than
it's hot.
Pretty hot down there, I'd reckon.
We've got Bales from the...
Bales has come back on. He's the knitter, isn't he? Is he the knitter? Something?
Not sure he's a basket weaver.
The car mechanic or something. Bales. Just got the 2 men out for Bailey. We've got a long on wondering if he needs road sign directions. Which way? Stay here? Not sure. Stay there. And a deep square. And that's the cameraman round at fine leg, isn't it? Yes.
That's Big Benny Churcher.
Into bowl. Oh, they've gone down the wicket at him, and he's given them a bit of a look. He dropped it short. They're only going to get away with just the single out through wide and mid off, just out to the circle.
That was Luke Cox. Luke Cox is from the Northern Districts Club in Coffs Harbour. Nickname Coxie. Well, we thought about that one very hard. He tells us he's played in more clubs than the Beatles.
Really?
Maybe one of Russell Crowe's clubs up there in Coffs Harbour.
Well, Russell probably owns a few. Hang on, Bob Hudson's back in the box again. This one will be on Spotify very shortly. Anyway, into bowl as he goes. He gives himself room again. It's gone out through first slip, gone down to a very fine third man. They're only getting a single. Wayward throw back in. It's a single there, though, and again, Birdman continues to give himself room. Larry Bird waiting for the three-point play.
Is it better that he would stand still, Macca? As a coach, as an experienced coach, what would you be telling your players right now?
What a great question, Bruce. I should deflect that to a coach, but I'll answer it for you. Yeah, feel free to. You can't do two things at once. We're all blokes. That's a great shot out through mid-off, wide of mid-off. That's gone for 4. That's a really good shot. Why? Because he was in position and the hands just came through the line of the ball.
That's the great Luke Cox from the Northern Districts Club.
Luke out of that nightclub, and there he goes. It's 4. And that stayed hit, that one. Yeah, got to be in. You can't do two things at once. Got to be in position and then, give it, play through the line of the ball, no matter what shot you're playing. There's a couple of visitors coming into the SCG there as a tour group.
It's
very exciting. They're all getting photos down there in front of the Plan B game fixture, and this one's shorter of a length. He's gone to pull it, not happy with himself. He's remonstrated and had a second go, but this ball's ended up just at the striker's end in front of him.
He tried to hit that so hard, Macca, he nearly threw himself off his feet.
He did.
Again, as a coach, watch the ball. Stay still, son.
Watch the ball, stay still, and swing through the line. What's so hard about this, Bruce?
Cox is probably thinking about the clubs he's played at.
Probably is, or played in.
He might have been at the Hoey Moey.
The Hoey Moey. One of the greats from... And big shout-out to everybody from the Hoey Moey there today. And he comes into bowl. He's given himself room, and he's out.
He's got a scratch on
Caught
that one.
Behind. Well, that wouldn't have been out of place at the Australian Open tonight, I'd think, or last night even. He's short a ball, and I would suggest gone to lace one up and over. It followed him, and it's gone straight through to Hainsworth. That's a straightforward catch for Hainsworth. The batter ended up out on the third wicket. I don't know whether the curators are too happy about that. And he's been caught behind.
Again, standing still, if he would have stood still, one step across, inside the ball, no one down at final leg.
Could have placed it anywhere, couldn't he,
Yep.
Bruce? But in the end, he's found the keeper. 2 for 41. We are off, and that's the fifth ball of the fifth over. So we've got one ball to come. And is this the man?
This looks like Alec Baldwin, Macca.
Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin has come to the crease. Now this is the X factor, isn't it?
This is the X, Y, and Z factor.
Number 10, Alec Baldwin.
Very classy.
He's got a
bat.
couple of brothers. Where's he from?
He's from Sawtell,
was it?
Yep.
And a couple of brothers in the family, all of them movie stars.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
As I said, his nickname is Fabs.
Fabs.
40-20. Looks 40, but it's 20. Or Big Rig.
Big rig. Wow.
So he's a big fan of David Boone.
Our Booney.
Yeah.
Big shout out to the Short Square Tasmanian as well.
All the Tasmanians listen to the
3,
broadcast
4,
today.
5. Last ball coming up at the over. It's another short one, but he's managed to turn this one around. Probably did what our previous batter couldn't do, but he's turned that one round to square, gets off the mark with a single and retains the strike. 2 for 42.
That was actually a well-controlled shot, I thought. He could have
It was really well played. Yep.
And top edge anywhere. So a bit of smart batting from Mr. Baldwin from the rig.
Yeah, the rig. So after 5 overs, we are 2 for 42. And they're looking in good control of the game at the moment. Yeah, with a sensible run chase.
124 off 90 they need.
120 off 90. And the comparison after 5 overs, the late Mac attack was 1 for 54. But then they dug a trench for themselves. They found quite a. They were digging coal mines. The late Mac. They were probably lucky to get through to about the 20th. But
Change in bowling here, Neil. We've got Timmy Cahill coming from the southern end.
Timmy Cahill
from the Randwick end.
Coming in. He's inside the 6-yard area right now, and he bowls the ball. And he's missed it. It's gone straight through to the keeper. Hainsworth takes it just slightly down leg side.
Umpire Moonshine's given that a wide.
It is a wide. I thought it had to be. It only needs to be a little bit stray down leg, doesn't it?
Anything down leg, Neil? Unless the batsman do
Especially to
something.
Alec.
Especially Alec.
So Alec Baldwin faces up to the next ball. This one's just outside off stump. He just places it a bit like his first stroke that he got off the mark with. Just a nice little guide down to a shortish third man. And they'll pick up a single. 2 for 44. Into the 6th over now. 8.2 is the run rate they need, or there or thereabouts, but they're going along quite nicely at the moment. There's a little bit of time here for a field adjustment. The two players out. We've got a third man and a deep point to look after the Birdman, who again flashes at this outside the stump. It's gone up in the air. It's going to be caught at cover. He's gone. Gone. Larry Bird's out. That was just again, I guess, body weight going away to the leg side. Ball gets chipped up just to the inner ring. Fieldsman coming round at cover.
Easy catch.
See, he's all over that. I mean, he wants everything to go out through mid-wicket, and it's been taken by. It's been bye-bye. Here he is, another shot of the game. It's been taken by Adrian Chadd, the late Mac Attack captain. Quite a safe set of hands here, Chatty. Yeah, it's a safe set of hands. He likes basket weaving, doesn't he? Bit of basket
Apparently,
weaving.
yes. Apparently.
Very good. I ran into his dad down at the golf course only a couple of days ago, looking nicer and relaxed. Greg Chadd, big shout out to you, Greg. Lovely bloke. Was our manager in the Bradman Cup in that same year that Adrian's team was able to win it. Done a marvellous amount of work for Toronto Workers Cricket Club over his days, and not surprisingly, it was a Toronto country club that I ran into him.
But is any of Adrian's efforts on display at the golf club?
At the country club or the
Any of
cricket
his-
club?
Yeah.
Well, not at the golf club. Anyway, as we're in now, we've lost a little bit of track there, but to tell you that Alec Baldwin remained on strike because they crossed with that last wicket falling, and his first ball he's just played out to point for no run.
Actually, think a period of consolidation would be smart here.
Yeah, 3 for 44 didn't look as good as 1 for. However,
That's a nice shot.
that is a great shot. And you did say he didn't like a lot of running. Well, that's a beautiful shot out through wider mid-off. Gone for 4 runs. Here's a replay now. Through the line, head still. No point in running for that. Called a 4.
That's classic rig.
That's big rig. That's big rig. That's like ice trucker stuff. Big rig.
Do you watch that show, Neil?
No, I don't. I've only ever seen the ads for it. In the bowl. Oh, this is wide of off stump, but it's a mix-up here. The big chance. Big chance of a run out there. There's a bit of an indecision in the mid. It did go straight to the fielder, to be fair. Replay now, wide of off stump. Umming and ahhing. Fielder has a free shot at it. Not even in picture. Oh. Well, that's only just missed there, Bruce. He was barbecued. He was gone. Gone. Anyway, it's missed, survives, and we're on again at 3 for 48. The bowl. That's a better length.
It's a nice shot.
And it's missed. Well, it's certainly been, rounded up there from mid-on. Bowler looked like a chance of having it. They've picked up a single, and that gets them to 49, one off the magical 50. And Alec just going down to have a good chat with his partner there, just around how they're looking and how their running's going, I think, after that last over. So have we had anything more from Bob Hudson yet, or not at the moment? I'm sure he'll come back later on. Some sort of theme song for the Lake Mac Attack. So after 6 overs, we are sitting on 3 for 50. 3 for 50, the Coffs Chargers.
Whatever happened to Bob Hudson?
That's a good question. Would somebody
Yeah,
like to
he
Google?
works-
Could somebody ring in about that?
Is
We'll get our producer
Was our
on. Look,
producer
Bruce.
Jeff Bartlett's back in the room? He'll be. I did. He worked for two Double J.
Triple J, I think it was. They got an extra J. I think it's Triple J. But no, Bob. Good, great. That's just one of those great questions.
Macca, I'm thinking of having a few drinks today. During the day, matches afternoon. If I'm drinking, how should I get home? What's my plan B?
Oh, I'm thinking you'd be able to Uber from here. Don't you have that in the city?
You know, I could get the light rail.
You could get.
I
Can you get it all the way to your place?
I can get it to the Central, but it's quicker to walk, apparently.
See, if you've got a light rail to Central, you can have another drink. And then you just got to work on your next one, the next option.
I can get the train. I can get the train, and then I can walk home.
That's probably the way to go.
There's plenty of plan Bs around. Don't forget that, viewers.
Lots of plan B, plenty of good government transport around too, operating on a public holiday, so you should be able to get home. No trouble at all. All right, we've got Aaron Bills coming in, leg spinner, who's been played down for a single, just down to backward a point. Short gully, I guess you'd say.
Aaron Bills,
with Pete Gallatin in at the moment.
Nickname Billsy.
Billsy, yeah.
Plays in West Cricket Club in Newcastle.
Yeah, one of the greats out of the Raymond Terrace area.
But
originally.
he's also played for Northern District in the New South Wales Premier Cricket competition. So played for Newcastle in the Country Championships this year.
Yeah, had a good stint there. He's been, plenty of clubs, a bit like Jack Nicklaus, but hang on, Bob's back again. As Bills comes in, he's been played out through point. There's another single there. He's pushing them through at the moment, a bit like the leggies we see operating in the Big Bash League at the moment. Has got protection. He's got some leg side and he's actually got protection all around the ground, really in front of the wicket. Floated this one up a little bit more. Just got a single there out through square leg. We just had a bit of information from our producer Jeff Bartlett, who tells us that Bobby Hudson is also an archaeologist. The fact that he is also an archaeologist is probably good for his health. Still with us. And that ball's been played out to wide of mid-off. There's no run in it. We've found the only fielder within 50 metres. You could buy a couple of blocks of land out there, Bruce, and still pick a single. Next ball, just on the pads. A cheeky single being taken. 3 fielders converging on it. Keeper, bowler and mid-wicket. But they get the single. And that takes the total to 3 for 54 at the end of the Bills is over. Could build a picket fence off that. 5 singles and a dot.
It's great over by Bills, actually. They need 111 to win off 78 balls. So
yeah, our comparative there off the 7th over. Lake Macatac were 3 for 77. They were still ahead, but as I said, dug a trench. So let's see. I've been passed another message from our producer. Completed his. I'm not sure if this is accurate. It completed a PhD. Well, Bob Hudson, apart from music, PhD at Sydney Uni in archaeology. Study of rocks, Rolling Stones. One of the greats, Mick Jagger. Got a couple of fans up in the box now. It's great to see the best from the Coffs Coast joining us. Obviously, the flight got in late, something. As we have they're in a good position here, the Chargers. Really good position to launch from. Alec Baldwin, his partner.
Wide ball.
Partner Pete Gallatin. It's a wide ball down leg side. Not a great start to the over. You want to get balls 1 and 6. You want those to be dots, don't you, Bruce?
You do want those to be dots. We'll take the 1. There's still 6 to go. Now, Peter Gallatin, interesting. Peter was previously last year played with the Central Coast Rush, who won the competition, captained the side.
He did. Was he transferred? Big transfer fee?
Oh, he just decided to move up the coast to.
It's nice up there.
From the coast to the coast.
I'd move to Coffs if I could.
And Pete also captained the New South Wales country team when they played in Wollongong. Peter plays with the Sawtell Cricket Club. Nickname, and wait for this,
Gully?
Peter G.
Peter G.
Or Gallo.
Gallo.
So
Gallo.
So Peter.
Well, Gallo's just got a single out through mid wicket for the viewers, although I'm sure they can see that on telly. As we've got Alec is just it's high up. Is it going to go? It's safe. It's not quite made the boundary. They've run 2. I think to be fair, Alec admired his shot there for a couple of seconds.
It was like,
and then decided he had to run 2.
It was just like a Tiger Woods pitching wedge.
It was. Geez, Bruce, I've been watching these snakes here for a while and they haven't been open yet. We might have to get into those very shortly. But
I'd like one.
Yeah, so would I. Here, I'll pass them around. As this one's tickled down through past the keeper there on the leg side. We're waiting for a sign, and I'm thinking a leg by comes there. It's obviously a hot day out there. The leg didn't come up too far, but I'll work on that being a leg by.
Moonshine works on the minimum of movement.
Moonshine's doing well out there, as is his partner, Smith, Neil. Doing great work. Comes in the bowl, a few steps down the wicket, and Galichin has hit that out to wide mid-off. Big throw coming back in, straight back to the keeper over the bails. Nice throw, but another single. Baldwin and Galichin, I reckon this is this could be the partnership that could tell us a long way about where this match is heading.
Again, Neil, with your coach's hat on, late Mac attack, we've gone majority with medium pace or fast style bowling, whereas the Coffs Coast went with slow bowling. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, to go with what you got. Sorry, Bruce. No, I
was hoping for something a bit more in depth.
Yeah, no. If you haven't got it,
you're the coach of the Bush Breakers.
Yeah. Well, that's right. And we went with spin. We went with spin, and some of our pace wasn't that good. Having said that, the girls did a wonderful job up at Toowoomba, and probably just a little unfortunate not to make the final. Big shout out to any girls that happen to be listening, albeit that they're probably playing cricket today. This next ball just turned off his pads, out through backward square. There's some energy in the running now, and they're going to take 2. It's going to be tight.
All right.
I think he's just made that one home at the keeper's end there. Hainsworth quick to look at taking the bails off, but I thought they had the 1 in the bag. I wasn't sure about coming back for the second, but they ran it pretty quickly. Baldwin in and out of the blocks.
Alec touched and turned. Now, I want you to watch Alec come back down.
Straight.
Second
oh,
run.
no, I'll tell you where he went. Straight back down.
Yes,
straight
back
down the pitch. Straight back down the pitch. So we've got running on the pitch, and we've got whether the fielder was inside the circle for the first 3 balls of the first over. Very controversial.
We've got a change in bowling here. This is still.
Tell you what, these Allen's party mix are going down a treat, Bruce. At 3 for 63, after 8. We have
still Bills.
Aaron Bills into bowl, leg spin from the northern end. He's been hit up and over the top. Mid-off's going to get around to get that, hopefully. He does. Ambling a second. And we've got 2 there, but that's a good shot. That's showing full face straight down the ground there.
So what would you say, Neil? Would you say just 6, 7 and over for the next half a dozen overs?
Just to keep consolidating, yeah. See where they are after 10 or 12. Do they have a coaches meeting in this format?
No.
Okay.
They can just generally shout from the sideline. You can hear them.
Oh, that's fair enough too. Just a single out there through wide and mid-on. 3 for 66. Galichin and Baldwin. I'm reckoning this is this could be the headline act here. This could be star material. As Bills comes into bowl, he's beaten him. Didn't really look like he wanted to do much with that. I think he was trying to put it out through the cover region into where the curator's roller is. But next ball from Bills, 4th ball. It's a bit shorter, pitched on leg stump, just played back to him. It's pretty well directed delivery. We've got 2 to come in the over. We've got 2 dots. This could be tightening up a little bit for the batters. Baldwin on strike. He comes down the wicket and he's just over the bowler.
What did he do with that?
What was that? I think...
Was it a bunt?
I think, Bruce, he has bunted that over the bowler, but not quite to the green.
He just
it's got a little chip shot. He probably duffed his chip shot, I guess, on that
more
one.
like a pitch and run that was, wasn't it?
Last ball of the over coming up. Only got 4 off it so far, and it's a great straight drive. Only going to get 1. Really nicely played shot, that one, though. That's the good cricket shot. Only gets a 1 for it, though, so the end of the over, we've had 5 off. We're 3 for 68 after 9.
So where would you want to be as a as a coach or as a captain with 5 overs to go?
With 5 overs to go.
What would you want on the board? Wickets in hand?
Yeah, it's a great question, Bruce. What am I chasing again? 150 something?
165.
165. 165. I wouldn't mind being at least 140. Might be a bit greedy. They give me 25 to get off 5. And I want wickets in the bank, Bruce. I wouldn't want to have 2 left.
Neil, we have a change in bowling, and
do.
it's another red-headed bowler.
Another one. This team's full of them.
Both teams.
3 or 4, isn't there? We'll have to work out who that is once, in some way, shape or form.
I think it's Bob Hudson.
Tell you what, Bobby Hudson's in. Okay. The archaeologist with the singing voice.
He digs for wickets.
Don't you ever let a chance go by. Anyway, moving along. Bobby Hudson.
Yeah, Nathan Hudson is from the Waratah Mofield Club in Newcastle. He tells us he's the ultimate all-rounder, can bat, bowl and keep. And also
just hold up on that one. He's gone up for a shout on this first ball. Another left-arm ortho. They get a single out of that.
And I think he can talk himself up too by saying that.
Well, we'll just see. He's ready to bowl. He is certainly red-headed. He's coming in, left arm over the wicket. Yeah, no, and Alex got him sorted.
He's bowling darts.
Yeah, so just nice and in tight. Got a bit of protection out there at deep cover, deep mid off, deep mid on, deep everywhere. Everyone is deep. But he's found, there's an appeal. He's been stumped.
Off a wide.
Off a wide. Great bit of work there behind the stumps.
Marcus Hainsworth.
By Marcus Hainsworth. Gee, how did I miss that? Marcus, albeit a part-time keeper these days, you never lose it. There you go.
And that is also a great decision.
Great decision. You could get swept up in the fact that it was a leg side wide, and it was. But, yeah, great bit of work, and the bat was only just coming down. Look at that. That didn't have to go to any third umpire, did it, Bruce? What a great decision that was.
If we were on TV, that would have been going up to the box.
It would have been up, getting replay after replay.
Neil Smith, no nonsense umpire, gets them right all the time. Great call by Neil.
Neil Smith, put him right in the line for a finals berth, maybe. I haven't had a look at these.
Mate, I umpired with Neil yesterday, and I've imparted my wisdom.
Your wisdom.
And you know what? He didn't listen to any of it.
He didn't listen to any of it.
That's why he's doing such a good job today.
I've just been reminded by another producer that Smithy's a North Albury or an Albury Wodonga man, so obviously some greats from down there. And Marty Garoni's just joined us in the box. It's fantastic news, and Marty will be on very shortly, I'm sure, to now that he's had a sea change up along the coast to get in with the Coffs Coast Chargers. He'll be willing them home, although there was an untimely wicket there of Baldwin.
The new batsman to the crease is Eli Fay from the Coots Crossing Cricket Club. They're just south of Grafton.
Eli Fay on strike in his first ball. Oh, he's an appeal. It's, outside of off possibly. Pitching just outside of off, played a shot, did everything right, adjusted his hair, and but when's that bat coming around? When is that? Sorry, is that another replay? Is that the same ball?
Eli's known by a number of things, but I don't know whether I should read these out, but his nicknames are E.
E?
E, just E.
E for Eli.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec, he's gone running. And there's an indecision, could be a run out of the... it's a direct hit. What does Smith say? Not out. Not out. Well, gee, I'll tell you what. I don't know what they're talking about in the change room, but that look at this. He walks down to him, runs. Then there's an yes, no, no, we won't go, and there's a chance of getting run out here. Direct hit.
Again, a great call from umpire Smith.
Yeah, and he's done very well, old Smithy out there.
Do you know Eli goes also by the names of Big Head, Giant Head, and Fat?
Giant Head and what?
Fat Head.
Fat Head.
That's what the bio tells me.
Eli, take your helmet off. Let's have a look. All right, this next ball, I'm just a bit concerned about the technique here, Bruce. But anyway, it's been a good over. That'll be the 10 overs up at 4 for 70, and I'm going to be bidding everybody farewell, which is probably a good thing for everybody listening. And we're going to hand back over to the great RB, Robbie McKinlay.
Thanks for listening, and bye for now.
What's your plan B? If you're drinking,
Don't drive.
Back from the ad break, and we have got a wicket that's fallen. So Bills has done the job, and it looks like, is it Pete Gallichan who's the batsman who is out? So that is a big wicket, and it's good timing too, because we've got the coach of the Mac Attack, Tim Cox, has joined us. Coxie, that's LBW right in front, but wow, that's after a good start, that's a massive wicket for you guys.
Huge wicket, Robbie. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. Yeah, look fairly adjacent there. I think the decision. Yeah, straightened nicely. So fantastic bowling by Bills. Gallinchan took him on, tried to get him around the corner, and paid the price.
And it looks like might be the brother Richie coming into bat now. It is to the skipper. So yeah, they got away to a fly. They were motoring along at 1 for 40 odd, but gee, the Mac Attack lads have really pulled them back now, and chasing 166 for victory. I'd say that probably the Mac Attack have put their nose in front. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair call there, Tim. He was down the wicket a bit, but it's not a lot of turn there, hitting probably 3/4 of the way up.
Yeah, I think fair decision. I think a little bit of risk involved, but so he took him on, and yeah, unfortunately for Gallinchan, paid the price.
Been very impressed with young Bills. His leggies, he started very well, bowled very straight. So now it's a big innings here for the skipper, Richie Gallichan. He's faced his first ball now, and he comes down the wicket, and he clips it behind square for a single. So yeah, bit of a nervous start for the boys with the ball, I thought, Tim, but they've really come back well in the last 5 overs. Yeah,
I think their lengths were a little bit off, a couple of wides and wayward ones, but yeah, well, Matty Willett started pretty well from the top end, but yeah, starting to wheel it back a little bit now, so putting the pressure on the batting side.
So it'll be Eli Fay who will take over now. Now there's a chance for him there. He's hit the ball straight to short cover for no run.
And just basically walked at Bills then, so he's obviously feeling confident that one's not going to spin straight past him.
Bills again this time. He's swatted it straight back to the bowler. So good start here from Bills.
He's a long way down the wicket when he's playing that one, so if Bills can get one to give a bit of a rip here, there might be keeper Hainsworth might be on the job.
Bit of pressure building on Fay too. He's faced 6 balls and he's yet to get off the mark. What can he do now? This time he tries to flick one. Might be a leg by this one. So no connection with the bat. Umpire Neil Smith raises his left leg in nice fashion. So local lad down around Albury, Neil Smith, loves his golf. The Faguna Golf Club's his haunt, and to be fair to say, enjoys a quiet one afterwards. But probably the top-ranked umpire down in CRW ranks, Neil Smith. In comes Bills, bowls now, and Gallichan drives down the middle for a single. So good start here from Bills. Completes the over. So 11 overs down, and the Coffs Coast Chargers are 5 for 73. Coxie at the same time, it was 5 for 96. So the wickets are falling, but the Mac Attack got the runs on the board at the moment.
Those last couple of wickets certainly swung back in Lake Mac Attack's favour now with their 20 extra runs at the same comparison and the equal wickets. So we'll see, although the Coffs Chargers boys did bowl very well in the back half. So we'll see if Lake Mac Attack can do the same, and a partnership here is crucial, isn't it? So really you'd think that this is probably one of the last recognised batting in the top order, or middle order. So we'll see. I think a lot of fate in the skipper here to see if he can get himself a start and go on with it and win the match for his team.
So Hudson is going to bowl another over. This time the well-weighted shot, they'll pick up 2. It's become a pretty popular shot in the T20 game now, isn't it? The nudge out to sort of mid-wicket. You don't want to hit it too well. And Nathan Hudson, who's had a couple of nicknames thrown at him today, Coxie, from Bob, the Newcastle song. Rock, the famous actor. That's wide outside or stump, driven hard. But the sweeper at deep cover will get in. What else can you tell us about young Hutto?
Yeah, he tells me his nickname just simply as Hutto, so he probably won't take too much more than that. But good cricketer, very good cricketer.
Yep.
Played for a few clubs up in Newcastle, Lake Macquarie area.
Now that one's short, pulled away, but it's going to drop short to the man at deep mid wicket. So just the one run there.
And he also had a stint down here in Sydney. I think it was the Northern Districts Club as well. So he's been around for a little while, even though he's only young, 21 or 2. But yeah, handy all-rounder with his left arm orthos. Big appeal there, but no, just a single with the leg by.
Yeah, he bowling nice and straight, so he's getting good reward at the moment. They're having a really good patch here, the Mac attack. So just notice a couple of batters been sort of leaving their crease a bit early here, probably preempting a bit. And again, this time we see give himself a bit of room, but it's slogged out to deep cover for a single. So it's a good controlled over here. Just one ball to come in the 12th over. It's only been just the 6 runs off it so far. They wouldn't like to give up a boundary on this occasion here. Just close it out nicely. Hudson a bit quicker, beautifully bowled, and he does well his own. Fielding off his bowling is brilliant. And that completes a good over. 5 runs off his. We had a leg by. 6 in total, 12 overs down, 5 for 79.
Yeah, great finish to Hudson's over there. Really worked hard and jammed that last ball in with a quicker one, nice and straight. So I think...
Hey, Cox, we just see on our screen there, we'll just go back a bit to that Barongal stand there. Here last night, Tommy Cooper played a hook shot off Josh Hazelwood. And if we work our way back to where the shot was before, if we go back, yeah, beautiful lads, the lads from Bar TV killing it. Stop about there. On top of that Barongal stand there, he smashed one into the concrete fascia. One of the biggest hits I've seen.
Yeah, no, I did catch up with Tommy after the match last night.
Pretty happy with that, I reckon, as Bill's bowls now, and this one's heaved down to mid-on for a single.
He's a country New South Wales boy, born in the far north coast, up around the Lismore area, and I was lucky enough to play a few years with him at the University of New South Wales club. So we caught up with him and along with Daniel Christian last night, and he did talk me through that shot, yes, and he was very proud of it.
Bills again, bowls, this time it's a swing and a miss there from Galachan. Just not sure, there's a high risk in that shot. There's 3 men on that leg side boundary deep. And we saw in the late Mac attack, a few of their players succumb to that shot. Big boundary out there. Bills, shorter and wider, and slashed by Galachan, no contact.
Opportunity there with a bit of width, wasn't it? He'd be disappointed he missed that one. There's no protection there deep. Let's see what he thinks now.
Really applying the screws here. The Mac attack bowling at the moment. Bills, another well flighted delivery. Might have been a wrong in there. Or a toppy. Gee, and pretty impressed by the work of your wicketkeeper too, Marcus Hainsworth. Been pretty solid behind the sticks.
He's come back to representative duties this year after a bit of a stint out.
Bills again. Well flighted, driven hard by Galachan, but straight to cover. Only 1 run. It's probably been a while since we've had a boundary. Just looking through the scorecard, it'd be probably 4 or 5 overs.
And that's that release that the Lake Mac attack are trying to restrict. The Coffs Chargers probably need to look for a boundary and over from here on in.
Bills again, and well bowled. He's bowling to his field. It's just a single down to long on. That'll finish over. Just 3 runs off it. Score up to 5 for 82. And Bruce Whitehouse, the man who we referred to earlier, and you might have heard him in a couple of stints so far, did like the chances of the Lake Mac attack in for the overall championship today. So far, Bruce is on the money a bit.
Yeah, well, it's the newbies in the competition, isn't it? So only its 2nd year in, when the Newcastle and Lake Macquarie was split up into 2 teams, playing out of the same Newcastle District Competition Association. So, the boys in purple, as they're commonly known, up around the lake.
So Hudson, that's a stumping appeal, but
Out!
Well, Smitty had a good look at it, and the keeper was very confident in Hainsworth, and in the end the batsman had to go. But Coxie, we'll have a look at the side on replay here, talk us through with it, but it was a bit of a delayed decision. decision. We mightn't see it from that front on one as well, but when we get to the side, I'll just have a look at this one for us, mate.
Well, he has certainly giving himself some room, and I like the umpire's decision, giving it on the run, walking in. I like that technique.
Bails off.
Oh.
Yeah, bat in the air, I reckon he's a judge.
Yeah, I think he has. I think the foot was always out.
Here we go. Yes, they'll tell us. Bails off. Great decision. Neil Smith. Take
Fantastic.
a bow, big fella. Wowee. Gee, he doesn't have to go for a review. Bang. They nailed it.
Fantastic. On the run as well, walking in to fix the bails back up, and he's just put the finger up. So tidy bit of glove work there from Hainsworth. Very experienced behind the stumps. Had a good stint with the Manly Cricket Club in Sydney a number of years ago, but he's been a stalwart for Newcastle cricket for some time.
So the new batter coming in now is Ben McMahon, who bowled pretty tidy earlier on today. Nice tall action. There's more McMahons in this squad than in the Scottish phone book, isn't there? They're everywhere. We've got coaches and assistants, brothers. I think even the scorer might be McMahon. Here's Rocky Hudson back into it again. He's got a bit of spring in his step. And they pinch a single to mid-off. So McMahon's off the mark.
Look like a lot of them from the same club up at around Coffs Harbour, so the Harwood Cricket Club. So obviously a very strong family club.
Now they'll get another single here. A bit of a swipe there from Richie Gallichan's gone down to short fine leg for a leg bye.
I think our pre-commentary in Bruce Whitehouse mentioned about the spin bowling, and we know the Coffs Chargers did a great job holding the ball back with the spinners, and it looks like the same's happened here with Lake Macatac, with the spinners doing the job once again.
And I guess, Tim, if you are fortunate enough to get through this game, and which will mean you'll book a spot in the final later on tonight, as this wicket gets more cricket played on, you'd think it's going to become more and more into it, won't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it'll slow up a little bit. And
now here's a big heaving shot down to deep mid-wicket, and it will be caught on the boundary. Very comfortable catch taken there. Might have been young Aidan Cahill, was it? It was, in fact, and he's taken the catch out there. So it's a big boundary to clear, and after a promising start, the Chargers now got themselves in a fair bit of trouble. It is 7 for 85. We're in the 14th over.
Yes, that was the captain, unfortunately, for the Chargers. He's obviously identified he needed to lift the run rate and wanted to take on that boundary, but didn't get any piece of it all, and in fact couldn't have picked out the deep fielder any better, and I don't think he had to move 2 or 3 metres and straight down his throat. So a big shame there for the skipper for the Chargers.
Yeah, I thought they might have looked at a few options, maybe going inside out over in the offside perhaps, but he showed a bit of an inclination a couple of hours before looking to hit in this onside here on the members' side, but they are very big boundaries out there today, around that 75-metre mark, and yeah, it's not the first one to fall for it today.
No, I think
a few of your guys, didn't they?
Absolutely, yeah. I think we just addressed that quickly in the innings turnover. That I think a few guys tried to take on the boundary riders too much, rather than looking for the twos and doubling up. So yeah, it's caught into the same trap there, unfortunately for Richie.
Trent Derrick is the new batsman for the Chargers, and he's on strike now, and he faces Hudson. That's dropped at a wider cover, and the catch goes down. They pick up 2 runs, and gee, that would have been good night, nurse. I reckon that one goes down. Tim,
would have been a handy snare. Got off the ground quite well. I think that might have been the captain, was it, Adrian Chadd, who had that opportunity. Let's see. He did get off the ground well, so he gave himself every chance then. So great effort. Great effort.
Yeah, it would have been a great catch. So that completed a good over there for the Macatac. It's 14 overs gone now, 7 for 87. At the same time, the Macatac were 6 for 121. So doing really well here at the moment. Umpire Neil Smith. What's going on out there? They've got to change a bowler here. Who you got coming on?
Adrian Chadd's the captain's going to bring himself on
Yep.
here now, so probably to look to finish this off. He bowls his medium paces. He's got some nice change-ups as well, and that's what I think the pace bowlers and the medium paces need to identify this wicket and use their variations and take a lot of pace off the ball. Following up to what the spinners have done as well. I think that's the the way to restrict the batters from this game, and also the other matches later on.
Well, he dropped the catch in the last over and he's getting himself a bowl as a reward. That's a bit of smart work down the leg side. Tempted stumping. Umpire Neil Smith calls wide. And tell you what, Chaddy's getting a bit light on top there too, isn't he, Coxie? When he pulled the cap off?
Certainly is, and has been for a while, the big fella.
I'm not going to just keep that under the hat. It didn't come from me, all right, but so we don't want the next coin toss to be a bit awkward. 7 for 88. And the skipper's in now, Chad, and he bowls again down the leg side. Might have got a little bit of batter, or might have clipped the pad. It runs down to fine leg. They'll come back for 2 runs. And umpire Neil Smith, just watch this. There he goes, just beautifully balanced on the right leg. Raises the left leg to a 90-degree angle and declares leg byes. The man from Laguna Golf Club. Chad up again now. Just a nagging length again down the leg side. This time it's clipped away for a single, just a deep mid-wicket. So 3 off the over safe hub. They need more than that, Coxie.
Yeah, it's got Derek off the mark there with that one through mid-wicket. So, yeah, look, interesting how they play the Chargers, how they play this out now, whether they try and establish themselves, give themselves a few balls, a few siders to and then go hard at a couple, or maybe target a few areas. We'll see what they're thinking.
Now it's swung away through the offside. That's a good shot, but probably they should come back for 2. Good throw! Got him!
Great throw.
He has gone. That is a great throw out in the deep. Was it Cahill again? Or it might have been... that throw was absolutely pinpoint perfect. And we thought there was going to be a comfortable 2 there. And that is just a great throw. See if you can identify that, Coxie. You're as good a chance as anyone. Yeah, it is Cahill. Yep.
Yeah, yep. I think it's Aidan Cahill. He's a young fella, young fast bowler in the New South Country ACT under 17s team this year, and also got selected in the Australian merit team to play in the 19s.
Yeah, right.
So he's got a good future ahead of him. He's been identified as a young quick, and obviously, as most young quicks, they've got a very strong arm, and he certainly displayed it then. So a fantastic outfield throw.
So, yeah, gee, don't run on him. That was a brilliant throw. Ty Murphy is the new batsman coming in. They've got the job ahead of them now. So, promising start. They were I think the second wicket fell around about the 40 mark, and since then they've lost 7 wickets for just over 50 runs. Brilliant fielding from Aidan Cahill. And the skipper, who will continue to bowl, Chad. It's been a nice tidy over too. Keeping the ball nice and full, and he does that again on leg stump. They might be a bit gun shy here. I think they'll only go for a while. They're going to come back for 2. The throw's not bad. He gets home, so good bit of work there from Derek. He scampered home in the end, but I suppose they've got nothing to lose. They now require 72 or 32 balls. It looks like the equation. So I'm just not sure where the firepower is going to come from. Can Murphy do something about it? On strike now, and he just bunts it out to short point for a single. One ball to come here, and Chad's over. Gee, it's been a good over, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's bowled fairly experienced in the short form. Adrian Chad represented New South Wales country last year, doing a job for the Bush Blues in this role as well. So he's again here today.
And again, gee, that must have shaved off stump. A Yorker length ends a very good over. And it is 8 for 95 with 15 overs down. 71 required off 30. Coxie, I reckon you guys have just about booked yourselves an appointment at 6:30 this evening under lights in the final.
Getting just over 2 runs a ball now, so that's when the alarm bells start ringing, doesn't it? So yeah. I think that, a boundary or 2 is required now. Each over, and we'll just see what their plans are to see if they can execute that.
Looks like young Cahill's going to come and have a bowl. That's fair enough too. I'll tell you what, if the skipper can drop a catch and get a bowl, certainly young Cahill, after a brilliant run out, can come on and have a bowl. Yeah,
no, he's earned the chance to roll the arm over here. Is he 2 overs? Did he go in his first spell?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Just the 15 off his first 2 overs when things were ticking along well. He looks a pretty confident kid. Coxie?
Yeah, he's
backs himself.
thrown up the order as well and given a chance. He can middle a few as well. So he had a role to play as a bit of a power play pinch hitter and did quite well.
Nice action. Comes in and they chip it out to deep mid wicket. They won't get two here. I don't know. Be pretty happy as a coach of the fielding, what we've seen so far. Tim, there's not too many deficiencies out there from what I've seen. Yeah,
that's one thing that the boys have worked very, very hard on, and they do play a lot of short form T20 cricket up in Newcastle now, so they're pretty experienced in what's required.
So on strike now is Derek, and it's just gone straight through him. Straight through to the keeper. That's very well bowled. Oh. Yeah, not much in it.
Coat of varnish there from the outside edge and the off stump. Yep. So give himself every chance to take a wicket here, young Cahill.
You've got to ask any inclination or any clue of a relationship related anywhere with Timmy Cahill?
I'm sure he's been asked, but you never know, quite possible.
I suppose out and about in town, Newcastle, you might drop it a bit here and there. Now they'll get two this time. Throws bounced in on the second bounce and they get back well. So looks like Derek's got a bit of toe about him.
He certainly does, yeah. I suppose with young Cahill bowling, we could see in the warm-ups possibly a bit later on what he's like off the right boot, and we might be able to make an assumption ourselves.
Yeah, righto. Yeah, okay. I see you boys had the playing a bit of touch footy in the warm-up.
Might have to bring the round ball out for a short stint.
Here he is now. He bowls, and he might get a wicket here. It's gone down a deep mid-off, and he will. Oh, dropped him! Oh, Watermelon would have drowned him. Fair dinkum. He has got that one up. Oh, goodness me. And young Cahill missed the wicket. I'm just trying to work out who the fielder was down there, Coxie.
He won't want to see the replay, that's for sure.
Geez, I hope it's not the skipper again. No, look. Oh, goodness.
Was the boot in there as well?
He tried to mark Taylor.
Not quite, speaking of the boot, not quite the skill sets required, but I think it might have been young Bills has put one down there long off.
Yeah, it was Billsy, the leg spinner. Yep.
He bowled very well, but unfortunately his hands let him down there, and as well did the right boot.
Yeah, he judged it beautifully, and then it just got awkward on him. So, anyway, I'm sure his mates will be all over that one. Bit of ribbing coming up for young Billsy. Aiden Cahill running up again. Bowls now and chipped away there by Murphy. And they grab a single. Closing out a very good over. A nice tight over there. Just the 7 runs coming from it. 8 for 102. We've got 4 overs left. What's that work out, Coxie? About 64. Yeah, 16 runs and over.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's certainly getting up there now. Yeah, no, and well bowled by young Cahill. They're nice and full and straight, so forcing the Chargers batters to hit straight, and that's where he did lose an opportunity there with a chance gone down. But well executed his plans there and didn't give any width or for an opportunity to hit square of the wicket. So well bowled, great over.
Bit of a shot there of the members stand here at the SCG. Just fantastic access here for the players and spectators. Full use of all the facilities, which is absolutely brilliant. So skipper Chad continues his stint. Full again on leg stump. Clipped away very nicely and might even pick up a boundary. He does young Murphy, who's looked pretty sharp.
Lovely shot off his pads there. Just gave himself time and then used his wrist to turn it backward square and kept running away from young Mitch Lowell, who's very lightning fast around the boundary. So he's obviously timed it very well.
First boundary for a while, I reckon, too, Tim.
Yeah, 8 overs, that first ball.
The producer tells me. And this time he might be able to cover. Diving attempt was a beauty. He couldn't quite rein it in.
Jed Dixon.
Oh, Jedi. It was nearly Deadeye, wasn't he?
He knew the cameras were on him.
Yeah,
he did the big dive. He needed 2-2.
Look at that. And he's just coming back. Was like Nick Rewald. Took a similar mark like that here at the SCG. 1 year, probably a bit better than that. Swung away here on the leg side, and it might be no boundary. No, well fielded out there. So, good stuff. Yeah, gee, you'd love to have been able to hold that one, wouldn't you, young Dixon? One to put on the resume.
Yeah, he would have had fond memories and probably mentioned that a few times over a cold one.
The skipper runs in again, bowls, and this one's smashed through the offside for 4 runs. That's a great shot by Murphy, the Irishman, who maybe could have been elevated in the order a bit from what we're seeing. Coxie, he's been pretty sharp, hasn't he?
Fantastic shot, wide of long off. That's the 2 boundaries that they needed in the over. Let's see how they finish off now. But, yeah, certainly what was required, and he's delivered.
So they need 6 to go on the run rate. They need 6 off the last 2 balls here to stay at the 16 overs required. That's chipped down to long on. They are going to come back for 2. Yep, they will. Oh, and a little bit of a misfield. So 12 off the overs so far. 1 to come. So it's hard work to when you're chasing 16 and over, but they're on the money here. They don't only go do it for another 3. They've got a few issues, though. They only got 2 wickets in the bank.
If you get a boundary here, this will change a little bit of momentum.
What can they do? Heaved away. Underneath it here. Down at long on. Getting under the catch. And this time it's a beauty. A nice catch taken down there for the Lake Mac attack. And it's Corey Brown who took it very well. And the Coxie, and that's just about put this game to bed, I reckon.
Yeah, no, he realised he needed to maximise that over and went for the wide long on boundary, and Corey Brown ran around nicely and took it literally on his chest.
Yeah, there was some good upside to that over, but it did finish with the wicket, so basically means now we're down to our last batter, and just looking, he's coming out now. It looks like, trying to check on the bats from there. It might be Hayden McMahon. So he gets a bit of a pat on the backside from a teammate. Says she's all yours, champ. Well, the Aussies the other day in the West Indies, when they defeated England in the under-19s, they needed 40 off 16 balls, and they did it. They need 52 off 18. So if they were to hit the next 2 balls for 6, Coxie, they would have the same equation.
They would.
We're trying to build this up, aren't we?
Yeah, no, we are. Look, and I guess stranger things have happened, but look, I think, with 2 relatively new, well, one certainly new batter, and the other guy sort of still established. And it's just what they missed out of that partnership through the middle, didn't they?
Because they got a good start, didn't they? Yeah. Hey, one good thing to come out of this, mate, every player's had a bat.
That's
both
true.
sides, so you can go home. So I've played at the SCG and had a hit. We had the winners of the women's regional bash. I'll get back to that in a second. Cahill comes in again, nicely clipped off the toes. I'll just take one. Yeah, we had the Coffs Coast Chargers won the women's regional bash on Tuesday here. A fantastic day of cricket, and they didn't lose a wicket in the first game, and they only lost 2 wickets in the second game, and one of those was off the last ball of the innings. So we did not see any. Number 4 batsman did not strike a blow. As Cahill runs up, bowls now, and it's a swing and a miss. Caught behind, big inside edge, and he's given him. So it is all over here. The Sydney Sixers conference final goes the way of the Lake Mac attack. They've bowled the Coffs Coast Chargers out for 115 with 16 balls to spare. That's a very comprehensive victory, and I think, Timmy, you'd be pretty happy with that, but I think the way you guys started, you probably think you might even be able to post an even higher score than that, because you started well, but you probably at one point missed a little bit, but overall a pretty good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think the boys identified that it was is a very good batting track, and it certainly was played on last night with the BBL game where the Sixers had a fantastic win, and that was identified so they could they looked to get a decent score, and 165 was what they spoke about, so they nailed that. So we're going through the wickets now. Yeah,
that was the first wicket we saw. A bit of a top edge there. Then we had a wild slash. And that one really turned the game, I thought. They were going along okay, 1 for 40 odd, and then again with this young fella had come out and batted pretty well. Got the run rate really ticking along, but it was a massive task ahead of him. And then the spinners came into it. We had a beautiful stumping from a wide down the leg side there. And then Bills, I thought he bowled beautifully. Came on with his leg spinners. He got a nice LBW decision here. He hit him in line. It wasn't spinning too much.
Yeah, it was going on, yeah.
No doubt about that one, Coxie.
And Hudson with his left arm orthodox. This is the other stumping that we saw. So the batter just giving himself some room and a clean miss, couldn't get back in time. So he did a great job with the gloves.
It was a brilliant decision from umpire Smith here, as you can see on that side-on shot. He had a good think about it. He walked, didn't he? He said, "You're gone."
Yeah,
look at that
on the run.
He come at him, didn't he? On the run and said, "Away you go, son." And then we had a slog out
the
here.
Skipper, Richie Gallatin. So he was aware that he had to up the run rate, took the risk, and just picked out. Couldn't have picked out deep wicket any better, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, Cahill took a beauty. We had the skipper come on, Chad. Then we had a shot through the offside
This
here.
is the run out, from Cahill, a fantastic deep backward, forward cover point region. Nice and flat throw, straight next to the bails, and then away you go.
Benny McMahon, a bit guilty of ball watching there, wasn't he, as he turned for home? And we had a bit of a Ty Murphy. He batted pretty well, hit the ball okay. In the end, there was a nice catch taken down here on the boundary as they just came in with a bit of a hint of maybe a collision coming up there. But they got by. Corey Brown was the man who took the catch.
Literally on his breastplate then.
And then a big, thick inside edge, and that Cahill picked up his second wicket there. So, as we said, a comprehensive 50-run win by the Lake Mac Attack. As you said, they are now the Sixers Conference champions. We await the next game when we see the Central West Wranglers will take on the ACT Aces. This has been Robbie McKinlay, Timmy Cox. We'll hear more of you later in the day. Good luck in the final, mate. You've done well.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, looking forward to it. And looking forward to this Thunder Conference final now. And we'll see which team they would have learned a bit by watching that game. We'll see which team comes out with a win.
All right, well, when we come back for Game 2, we have a bit of a change too in the commentary team. We're going to see Jeff Bartlett, Marty Garoni and Jay Guthrie are in town. And we look forward to bringing you what should be a cracking contest, the Thunder Conference final. The Wranglers up against the Aces. We'll be back very shortly.
What's your plan B? If you're drinking,
don't drive.